Monica, how did that add to this conversation generally?
Not being racist.
Because the lady wanted an insult to give white people, so I complied. You know, why would
But that's most white people. She's correct. Like, most white people, they will get more upset if you call them racist.
Al,
but
why are you
we all know that
hollering?
with me, if you call me racist, I won't defend myself
That was
against being
really
racist.
stupid.
That's
Like,
your
I don't
that's
think
your
it was
opinion.
stupid.
We're trying to have like a genuine conversation about what is
You think
racist.
my conversation's not genuine?
Like throw out the word racist.
Are you racist? Oh, you're triggered by the word racist. Are you racist?
That's great, no.
What?
But
I'm
you
triggered
said
about
yourself
you.
that it could ruin
Oh.
lives.
Your
Okay.
stupid commentary about throwing around the word
Monica,
racist.
you
People aren't being
Or
racist.
accurate. Is it stupid, ma'am, or is it accurate? Because I think you're
Monica.
confusing the
Did
terminology.
you hear the?
You tell me.
She literally said people could lose their job over being called racist. That's a big deal. You can't lose your job over being called a racial slur. You could lose your job over being called a racist.
Accurate. Grr, my 300.
Well, many times people are accused
Accurate.
of being racist
Grr.
even though they're not being racist.
Yeah.
Well, that's what Monica is saying everyone should do. Like, how did that add?
How is that what Monica said?
Monica just said that.
Monica just
said
said
call a
that.
white person
Word.
racist.
No, I
Monica
said.
said.
Go ahead.
Well, what I heard you say was that white people, if you want to hurt their feelings, if the goal is to hurt somebody's feelings, that the average white person would be more offended by being called a racist than by being called a cracker.
And
That's
then
what
she
I
said why. And then she
That is-
explained why. And when she explained why, she said because they can lose their jobs for that.
And I think that does
So
add
that's
to
some
the
punk
conversation.
ass
I feel like that's commentary.
That's like calling somebody a rapist who
But
didn't
hold
rape.
up. I feel
But
like that's
don't be
commentary on a
racist.
very specific situation, like of black people treating white people. You know what I'm saying? That are racist, and I feel like that's more so responsive to that than like the topic at hand right now.
No, Kat, I agree with you
dishonest.
100%, but she did make it clear that, like, when you're trying to
Yeah, she just said
defend
call
someone
a
that's
white
being
Yeah,
racist, call
she
them
made it
racist.
clear to me.
Said,
She moved
no.
the goalpost just now.
She made it
no, I
clear to
think
me.
that's like the educated
No, she didn't make it
understanding
clear at
of
all.
what
Yo,
you said.
you
Listen
niggas
to
gotta
that.
use one mic. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? This is bad for the replay.
That's just
One
white
mic.
people. White people
Nobody
only on white
listens to
people.
replays.
Bro, that wasn't your time for nobody to talk while I was talking. Y'all gotta
The
wait
longer
till I mute up.
we use these distinctions like white, black, older.
That's a real nigga.
Yo, that goes
right
for you too, nigga. You don't hear me talking.
Get the fuck out.
That's what I'm saying. Real nigga shit,
Okay,
you heard?
Al, thanks for proving my point that the biggest reaction you can get from non-black people is to call a person racist.
You should call, when people are being racist, you should call them racist.
How
That is
do
what I
you
think,
know?
And that's it.
How do you know? Can we go back to the Covington High School boys from 2019? Nick Sandman on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial confronted with Nathan Phillips. Can we do that? Because he wasn't racist, but he got death threats.
Yeah, I knew it was something like that.
Why are you overcomplicating something that's so fucking simple? It's so fucking simple, bro. Literally, if you say something offensive and racist, it's racist.
No,
Period.
because
You guys
I-
are overcomplicating
Exactly,
simple fucking
exactly.
shit.
No, that's not true. I mean, many people are accused of racism even though they didn't do or say anything racist.
How is that even possible, man?
That's true though. A lot of white
How does
people
that
have
add to the conversation?
I don't think,
Is this your first time in
Tony
townhouse?
Hinchcliffe, the comedian, is racist, but he's got excoriated for opening the Madison Square Garden Trump rally. They said it was a Nazi rally. They said it was a hate rally.
Damn near racist shit.
He said some racially provocative jokes.
They know the Nazi rally. Then what are we talking about?
It's not a Nazi rally. It wasn't a Nazi rally.
What you're talking about is like somebody being called racist for absolutely no reason.
Yes.
If you're a white person attending a Nazi rally, I don't think it's crazy to be like, hold on.
What about the Jewish people that attended the quote-unquote Nazi rally? What about the Asian Americans that attended the quote-unquote?
Mexicans there.
What about the Black Americans who attended the
There was a lot of
quote-unquote
blacks
Nazi
there
rally?
too.
So that's the most diverse Nazi rally I've ever heard of in history, considering the fact that Nazis wanted all their German folk to be blonde hair and blue-eyed. Like, are we really using critical thinking? Are we using
a Nazi?
No.
So how do you?
Are you?
How are you 100% sure that there is no black Asian people, no black people, no anything at a Nazi rally?
Because it wasn't a Nazi rally.
It wasn't a Nazi rally, Cash.
How you saying that so matter of fact? What I'm trying to say is that there's documentation. Hold on. I can Jaguar. I can make the point. Jaguar, trust me, I can make the point.
We from New York. We don't do this. Stop.
There are Asian Nazis. There are black Nazis.
There's no
Nazis,
black Nazi.
Yes, there.
No, there isn't.
Bro, do
No,
this.
there isn't. No, there isn't. Because being a Nazi means being racist. So there can't be a black Nazi. The Clayton Bigsby was a joke.
Yeah, like, what are we doing?
There is
Stop
no
like
Clayton
Cash. Don't
Bigsby.
do it. Don't do it.
There is no such thing as.
Yeah, I feel like they're being like intentionally ignorant here. Y'all know what not racist.
I think you are being unintentionally ignorant.
I'm gonna let you finish, and then I'm gonna respond to it. And hopefully, you don't interrupt me. Go ahead and talk.
Clayton Bigsby would actually be at the Democrat rally if you want to be technical.
Ishmael, you have anything else to say, or can I speak now?
Yeah, I mean, basically, I think that I'll reiterate it for the third time. People are frequently accused of being racist, even though they're not racist. You're saying that there are Asian Nazis and there are black Nazis and there are Jewish Nazis. That devalues the Nazi word. That's like saying that there are bananas that are in the shape and have the flavor of an apple.
But no, bananas. Okay, bananas and apples are physical things. We're talking about ideas, right? Racism.
There is no such thing as a black person who hates black people and wants to eradicate black people.
Just on Caracas.
Yeah, like
That's why it's a funny joke.
No, it's not a funny. It's a funny joke for you.
It's a funny joke for
Wait, hold on, Cash. You telling me Uncle Ruckus
you let me talk?
and
I'm trying to have a
funny
conversation
game?
with you, bro. Like
we're having a back
you wasn't
and
watching
forth.
it. Like, come on, you wasn't watching Boondocks
I
again?
let you speak. I'm hoping. I'm waiting for the.
I let you
so
speak
can
as well.
bro.
I'm listening to you.
No, bro. This is what I'm talking about. You know, you got it, man.
I said I'm listening.
But what I was saying before, like,
extra attention to speak. Just fucking speak.
Dan, shut up. Damn it.
Yeah, no.
Like I was saying
go
before,
ahead,
like
talk.
the only reason why people are hung up on this shit, like I said, is because a lot of the times people are taught socially by entertainment media. I think after like 6, you don't really listen to your parents no more. And if they aren't like super heavy into like understanding identity and how the world works, you're gonna be led astray, man. You're gonna be like one of them black people that, you know, it's like niggas like it's like Pavlov's dog syndrome. Like they say, nigga, I get to. Also too, I just realized it. Black people use it to jump on white people.
Oh, you
Racism
did?
as a whole. Like, oh, he said, nigga, let's jump him. Like, bro, come on. Like, we supposed to be able to laugh at that shit right now. Like, niggas ain't in chains. Niggas got $100,000 change, Ferraris. They fucking white bitches. They getting them pregnant. Like, what are we doing, man? Like, niggas is super free with their minds in a fucking cage. It's retarded.
No, man, what you just said is retarded, and chillism is retarded, and everybody on Clown House is retarded. This ain't college or university. Ain't nobody a motherfucker.
Fucking white woman, and they got chains.
Wait a minute, why was that not allowed? He literally sounds like everybody else on stage, but he instantly gets moved to the audience. I don't understand.
I did that.
I know,
Now what?
I'm just saying, it's ironic.
It's Admin the Troll. He live streams on YouTube and Instagram. He's not here to add to the discussion. Ishmael, can you not moderate the moderators? Because that would be great.
I'm not moderating,
That was the whitest read ever. 1,000 points.
Can I just say something real quick? I've never been offended, but I already said that I've never been offended by shit that Pepe says. But I always look at something deeper than Pepe. It's always the people that give him that blanket, right? And I know you guys always love these people because they're always modding 24/7. You guys come in the room, hey Panda, hey T, whatever. But like,
My Instagram doesn't even show up anymore.
Dances. Every time there's a topic that creates this level
That's
of
not true,
division.
Ken. You came in, you started talking, and you trying to steal one of my talking points. That's real cringy. Fro, what up? What you wear for
Hey,
Halloween?
Fro.
I need to know that. I need to know what you had on for Halloween. Wait, chill. she might be doing something. I need to know what she. Matter of fact, fuck that.
I'd like to answer the question in the room before I have to go on mute too.
Hold on. I don't know. Hold on, Fro. I know you've been working.
Repeat that last bit. I'm sorry.
I just want to see what she was wearing.
Is this constructive? Is this guy constructive?
Not really.
I'm super constructive. I'm in my Gmail right now. I'm online right now. What are you talking? I've been working the whole time.
Constructive. All right.
Meanwhile, Tian, you've been hoping
Jaguar, stop. So, how to respond to racism? I like Daryl Davis. I admire him and strive to be like him. He was incredibly effective in befriending some of the largest group of race-based bigotry in our country, the KKK. And because he was himself and he allowed them to be themselves, they realized that he was awesome. And it butted against their core belief that black people were inferior or evil. And then they turned in their Klan robes to him.
Stop talking about the KKK every morning, Monica. Go read a book on wisdom, you fat piece of shit, and get a job and do something with your life.
Also, like Chloe Valdery's theory of enchantment. She's pretty awesome. She takes culture and rap and music of Moana, and she teaches humanity to people. And she says, if you think
You ain't no college professor, Monica. You a fucking fatty in a Honda Civic going to work. Get it?
If you think all white people are racist and that no black people can be racist, you're an ideologue, you're an extremist, and you need to reevaluate. You can absolutely hold on to your race grievances and understand that they're limiting you in life, but you can. Thank you.
You're welcome, Monica.
That white people have committed the most genocides across the world.
That's not true, Indica. That's not
They've
true.
colonized
They're too small of a people. They have too small of a population on the planet. It's actually Africans and Asians.
Vote Trump, go to the gym, fatties. 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 The show's over. What are you still doing here? The show's over. Go home. Never had one lesson. Let's see who else we can troll this morning. Is there anyone else worthy of trolling? Anyone who takes this shit so seriously and you think you're academic about your racism is so stupid. Everyone is so stupid. It's unbelievable. Did like everyone just fall out of the stupid stork? Oh, we're gonna go full retard this morning. It's like a shift in my brain. It goes places. Sometimes it goes full retard. I can't do you. Let's call Brian, actually. I don't know, we'll call him in a minute. Unfortunately, I only have one phone now that has Clubhouse, so I can't actually get you great content anymore, unfortunately. And I know I'm shadow banned. Nobody even looks at my YouTube, so there's no point to this. But post-election, I'm quitting Clubhouse. It's true. I'm quitting Clubhouse post-election. If Trump wins, if Kamala wins, I'll be back because it'll get better than ever. It'll be crazier than ever. It'll be like a stupid parade every single minute, as opposed to like every single other minute. Okay, we're just gonna create our own room because I didn't see anything worthy. I didn't see anything worthy of the troll. Well, I think President Oscar, this is CEO. Oh, he ended the room. Nobody goes to his rooms either anymore. Okay, should we create a room called Monica is a Racist? I think that's probably the best idea. You're going to like the title of this room. All right, everybody, welcome to Monica the Racist, Obese, Low IQ Monkey Woman. I think that might be the best title I've ever made. We'll see if anybody comes in. Oh, this is so funny.
Fortnite Chapter 5 Season 4 Absolute Doom is here, and so far it has been an absolute blast. However,
Michelle Pierre is bankrolled by the same Republicans who are pushing Trump's Project 2025. Jennifer Custer is an
George, welcome to Monica, the racist, obese, low IQ monkey woman. We will be seeking in the desert the truth for obesity and racism, chillism, and talking apes. Everyone's invited. Everyone's included. Welcome, Dot. Welcome to Monica, the racist, obese, low IQ monkey woman. Chris Meadows in the house. I don't know, it's just a general name. Not trying to label anybody specifica, but, you know, Monica. That's why Monica chose Monica. It's not her real name. Her name is Susan. Everybody left. Portnoy's complaint. 30 views. Egg Foo, 400 views. Kamala NLP election results superstar, 790 views. I just killed a man, she's my Oh, Mia's in the house. Neurobehavior readings and too fucking little that I know about in this endless monkey universe. Are you my alibi, Mia? Mia, Maya. Mia, Maya, Hassen, Fessen, Capiton. What is this fucker's name again? Zach. Gat. Welcome, Gat.
Welcome. I have an extreme headache from the caffeine withdrawal.
Is this my friend Johnny?
Yeah. I mean, I fucking hate the innocent people on this app. I want to kill them all. I want to burn them alive.
I know. It's really, really, it's really a toxic place, you know? I mean, welcome. See, you just have to recognize.
Three fucking blonde bimbos, right, just on the top. And I'm being anti-Semitic, and then I turn to be anti-brown, right, for 1 second. And then they're like, oh, you can't be anti-brown, you can only be anti-Semitic. I will kill you, man. I will literally kill you. I will burn all of Sweden down.
Fatties vote Trump, go to the gym. Fatties vote Trump, go to the gym, go to the gym. Fatties vote Trump, go to the gym.
They had so much.
Okay, Ishmael. So I would encourage you to pin the link to this room in the other room and say, hey, we've created a new room. It's called Monica is a racist, obese, is racist and obese. And she's a monkey woman. She's racist, obese, and call her and say that she's a monkey woman. And we're going to discuss it. Come to the new room. I pinned the link at the top. And then just start. Then hold on. And then start screaming, vote Trump and go to the gym, fatties. Vote Trump and go to the gym, fatties. Vote Trump, go to the gym, fatties.
Perfect. Yeah. Controversial story.
Catch and release. Catch and release. Catch and release.
Drama.
Catch and release. Catch and release. Did you do it?
Gonna fuck him up. I don't know. Yeah, it says down there. He heard it. So these three blonde bimbos had so much makeup on their face. They looked fucking American, man. They didn't even look what they are, man. But my schizophrenic rant. I want to kill someone, man. I just need to. I was born to be a warrior, kids over. Okay?
I think you were born to go to the gym. And I'm gonna read you, Tanya. We're gonna help your stupid brain out because this app is ruining you. You're ruining yourself, Johnny.
Yeah. I have no option, man. They made me a dog, right? The Jews. They made me a dog, and there's nothing I can do about it. Just sit and complain. That's all I can do. Sit and complain, sit and complain, sit and complain. Nothing I can do. Nothing else. I'm a dog. I'm a dog. I'm just a fucking dog, man. Yeah.
What was that, Johnny?
What?
Never mind. Okay, everybody, welcome back to Monica, the racist, obese, low IQ monkey woman. This is your friend Love. I want to thank you for coming to the art house, cash in those pink tickets. I hope you guys had a great Halloween. Welcome to November 1st. Just 5 more days to the glorious orange MAGA one returns to the White House and casts the Babylonian whore into the pit. Rabboinoi Shaloylim. It's 8:02 a.m. CST. We're broadcasting live out of Chicago, Illinois. We have a schizophrenic Yiddishkeit Jew with us named Johnny. Johnny, how's your day going, Johnny?
Good.
So what's new, Johnny? How's life?
I feel like I'm powerless, and I feel like I got Jewed.
You got Jewed. You're about to get Jewed again? I'm about to Jew you. How'd you know?
I'm so fucking annoyed, man. I'm gonna get Jewed and kill.
That's great. Good for you. Do you like chopped salad?
Ninja. Huh?
Do you like chopped salad, Johnny?
Chopped salad?
Yeah, I'm just saying, have you thought about changing your diet up?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, Daniel Daddy's here. Wow, he's an OnlyFans creator. That's a very exciting profession. What happened, Ishmael?
All right. It's just look. I mean, I don't want to be racist.
What are you talking about? We're trying to help Monica because she's her own worst
Have
enemy.
you noticed that all the OnlyFans creators are all blonde? Have you noticed that? It can't be only me.
Do you know that porno is still free?
Yeah. People pay for porn. Can you believe that?
I don't watch OnlyFans. I think anyone who watches OnlyFans deserves to die on the spot. He deserves to be smited by God himself.
Well, check out my website, onlyfanvid.com, Johnny. You might like it. I'm live right now. I'm naked.
So look, I don't want to be racist, but I do think there is a type of room on Clubhouse. There are some rooms on Clubhouse where people can talk, and there are some rooms on Clubhouse where they just be hooting and hollering. And when they be hooting and hollering, it just be.
I hope the Swedes fucking die. I hope they die like fucking dogs. I hope they fucking die.
That's a little extreme, I think. That's quite extreme. I hope that they grow and develop and find peace.
Yeah.
And open their heart and use the time that they have been given on this earth to do something amazing. I don't want them to die. I want them to grow and develop and turn into a beautiful butterfly.
Okay, Johnny, this is your second. Johnny, this is going to be your second warning. Johnny, this is going to be your second warning. When you hit your third warning, I will kick you to the goo for 10 minutes because this is an intellectual academic room and it's a meditational room of relaxation. We're not trying to awaken all of our chakras all at once. Robot fucker, welcome 9000. How are you, sir?
Thank you, my friend. I'm very hungover.
Oh, you went out? You went out last night?
Yeah. Yeah, fuck Sweden, dude. I'm from Norway. I hate the Swedes.
Okay, again, no more death threats or international regime or conflict, projection. Sorry, Johnny, you can come back up and hoot and holler in 10 minutes, but we're trying to open up our chakras and relax this morning. So, Robot Fucker 9000, I love the room. I love your name. It's wonderful. How are you this morning? What else is new other than your hangover?
Nothing much, man. Just another day.
Oh my God, we have Issa's hoe. Issa is a hoe, and she's here.
Issa is a hoe. Who's this? Issa Ho? That's your name? Issa Ho.
He's a hoe.
I'm a hoe.
He's a hoe.
What's happening in this room? Why are we bashing Monica?
Because she's a bitch.
Because she's
who's the bigger bitch?
She's a race baiter.
She is, yeah.
She's a race baiter.
Where did she touch all of you?
She's a master baiter.
We're honestly just...
That is Steven Bader. You can take that out.
Issa, this would be like me creating a room called Everyone from Guatemala is a Watermelon, and Issa really is a hoe. And then I would do emojis with like watermelons, and then you'd come in and you'd be like, what the fuck is all this about? I am not a fucking hoe, even though...
I am not a watermelon.
You have done that and I love it.
I love it. I simply love it. Okay, let's say hi to Mr. Mr., welcome to the room. Mr., you want to say anything?
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Welcome, everybody. Just want to say hi. That's it.
You know I love the attention, love, so I don't care if you bash me.
We are attention-seeking social creatures. That's what Johnny's doing when he keeps saying he wants Russia to bomb Sweden or something.
Johnny, bend over?
Yes.
Is Johnny your real name then?
I don't care anyway. There's fucking brown cock there anyway.
Oh, I see why you want them bombed. You're a racist.
No, it's not.
Okay, so everybody, welcome back to Monica, the racist, obese, low IQ monkey woman. This is an art project in the art house. This is your friend Love Art Joy. We're trying to help those who are incapable of going to the gym, touching their toes, stretching and breathing, eating healthy, and getting all the necessary sleep for a fully functioning life. So if you haven't been to the gym yet and you haven't voted Trump, this is the house for you because we are going to say every 10 minutes, vote Trump, go to the gym, fatties, vote Trump, go to the gym, fatties, vote Trump, go to the gym, fatties, vote Trump, go to the gym, fatties. That's going to be our mantra and our slogan.
Did you vote already?
I voted.
No, not yet.
I already voted.
Damn it, go vote, Patty, go to the gym.
That's right. That's why I'm saying it, because I'm trying to neurolinguistically program myself and others through everything that I do here on this app. There's no point in coming here unless you're working on neurolinguistic programming for yourself. And in the process...
One question. Who do you think has got more fat people, the Democrats or the Republicans?
Oh, Democrats, because there's so many more Democrats than there are Republicans.
Dude, they're both Americans. They're both fat.
Oh, Caleb is here.
Come on.
Okay, everybody, let's get ready for the Shabbos. I forgot the Shabbos is here, and Caleb is here.
Bring up Caleb.
In all of our Halloween festivities, we've forgotten that today is the Shabbos, the holiest day of the week, the holiest days of the year. Every week, Hashem gives us the grace of Shabbos. Welcome to the room, Rabbi Caleb.
Well, my grandmother died on the 1st of November. So today, 30 years ago, she passed.
That's called a yard site. It's like a yard sale.
Be a blessing. And she was my favorite grandmother.
Yeah, I lived with my grandmother. And I wish I could go back and even be a better grandson, because there were days when I didn't want to do the dishes, and she was upset that I didn't want to do the dishes right when she wanted me to do the dishes, but she was the most lovely, intelligent Jewish woman in the world. She's like a saint. Honest to God, my grandmother is like a saint.
Oh, my grandmother was amazing too. I mean, 25 years ago, I didn't have the brain, to appreciate those conversations, and but yeah.
So I have El Normo is here. Hi, El Normo. We have real Clown House celebrities popping up in the Monica the Racist Obese Low IQ Monkey Woman room. Is it the title?
Thank you so much.
It's the title. I think everybody's wondering what Monica did to you.
No, Monica didn't do anything. This is a troll title, a clickbait title, like all stupid Clown House clickbait troll titles.
Where are we going live to this morning?
You are live on a shadow banned YouTube account that no one watches. Congratulations.
Wait, I don't think her IQ is that low. I think it's middling.
I am frustrated by Monica's recent treatment of Ishmael the Gorilla, because I was in her room and I wanted to respond to her title, and she just let a bunch of other Ishmael the Gorillas respond to talk. They weren't even responding to the title. They were just talking their jib-jab, hollering and hooting.
You're always a victim, Ishmael.
Yes, it's frustrating, because people who want to have honest conversations and say logical, smart, deep, intelligent, eloquent things are passed over in favor of other Ishmael the Gorillas who want to hoot and holler and yell at each other and say things like death to Sweden or death to Whitey or death to America.
Death to Sweden. Death to Australia.
Death to Palestine.
Fatties vote Trump, go to the gym. Go to the gym. Fatties vote Trump, go to the gym.
Wait, if Palestine is a real place, what's the name of the capital?
Jerusalem.
No, fuck that. That's Israel.
Yeah, they should have called America, so this Issa bitch wasn't alive. Jesus
Jerusalem,
Christ.
If I forget you, let
We
my
need to
right
see
hand forget what it's supposed to do.
the fuck up Guatemala.
Think you're Matis Yaffer now?
Oh, I think I meant
El Normo. How you doing, El Normo?
I think I made
Chilling hard, yo.
I think I made a Muslim angry.
Holding it down.
Okay, don't forget, at the 10-minute mark, we're all going to say vote Trump, go to the gym, fatty. And at some point after we've shaken out the leaves, I'm going to read to you the Tanya, the masterpiece of Hasidic wisdom, selected annotations and explained by Rabbi Zalman Schachter Shalomi.
Wait, you have Reb Zalman on the Tanya.
That's right, Rabbi.
Wow.
You never have interacted in a real conversation with Edmund?
Oh, I have many times.
That could be your new catchphrase, Edmund. That's right, Rabbi. That's like your catchphrase.
So I encouraged Ishmael to get this Tanya masterpiece of Hasidic wisdom so we could read it on Clown House, because the problem on Clown House is there is nothing academic happening here, and everyone is getting baited by these neo-Nazi losers who want to quote shit off the internet, which is nothing but Jew hate, And these losers don't read anything, don't study anything. I think they're depressed.
Depressed or confused?
Dude, every other day it's a race war.
Not mutually exclusive.
Yeah, I think you are actually depressed if you are intellectually, at a huge disadvantage. Meaning that we have souls and wisdom is the light of God, these dumb mother effers, literally, they're basically atheists. That's basically what's happening.
You know what they are, though? Do you know what they are?
I think they're F words and N words. That's my opinion.
Caleb may know what they are. They are not Tzaddik.
What is that?
They are what, Caleb? What is the opposite of Tzaddik?
The opposite of tzaddik is a Russia.
Rasha, the absolute Rasha, is totally under the governance of body drives and emotional whims. Such an individual identifies with their animal soul, like Ishmael the gorilla.
Ishmael, but you're an emotional.
The absolute Rasha, however, is in a rare minority. More common is the conditional Rasha, driven by impulse, rationalizing but not quite rational, and conforming to pressures from both within and without, characteristics with which most of us can easily identify. Most of us can easily identify with being a conditional Rasha.
So are you reading the Tanya right? Is this the Tanya right now?
Yeah, this is the foreword.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
We use reason as a tool for furthering the animal dimension of our nature, yet delegate no control to reason over our emotions.
What are we reading?
It's the Tanya, the masterpiece of Hasidic wisdom by Rabbi
Wait,
Raimi Shapiro.
let's explain what the Tanya is. The Tanya is a book written by the founder of Chabad, Shneur Zalman of Liadi. It's written in the 18th century sometime, I think.
Usually known as the Alter Rebbe.
Also known as the Alter Rebbe, which means the elder rabbi. And it's the philosophical sort of basis of Chabad.
What is Chabad?
It's a philosophical. What's that?
What is Chabad?
Chabad is a sect of Hasidic Judaism, also called Lubavitch. They are the people who get you to put on tefillin on the street.
I have it right here.
Everywhere.
They control the weather.
Each emotion, Isa, each emotion, also known as midah, is a feel free to correct my pronunciation. In fact, each emotion, midah, is a consequence. Pronunciation. Whatever. Is a consequence of an intelligence. Cycle. Seichel. A thought sequence or idea syndrome consisting of these three. You're asking, what is Chabad? Chabad is an acronym that stands for three ideas. One is Chokmah, also known as wisdom, the essential and qualitative truth or wisdom. Number two is Bina, understanding, truth in relation to the other Seichel. And the third is Da'at.
Sounds like you're butchering the pronunciation.
All right. Well, the point is, look. Listen. I'm going to explain it in an idiot's way. There are these three Hebrew words. One of them starts with a C. One of them starts with a B. One of them starts with a D. CBD. So how do you pronounce that? Chabad. Chabad. So Chabad is an acronym that just tries to encapsulate these three ideas: wisdom, understanding, and knowledge. And it's also what Caleb said.
Why haven't they capitalized yet on the CBD craze? They should capitalize on that.
They should. Can we get back to the Jewish secrets of life? I'm interested.
Well, I just was reading this last night, and in the foreword, they're talking about these three types of, types of souls, or three states of being. It's like where we're at on the path of life. So we have these three things. Tzaddik means saint. Rasha means wicked person. So there's a definition of tzaddik, which is somebody who, the absolute tzaddik, is a person who has completely mortified his or her demons. so that there is not even so much as an unconscious inclination to invest energy or libido toward evil. The absolute tzaddik cannot even attempt such an inclination, since all fascination for evil has been canceled. They don't want to do anything evil because they're tzaddik. They're not interested in doing evil. They have a disdain for evil. The tzaddik's disdain for evil, however, is not fanatical as it is quiet and existential. So they're not like hating evil. They don't even hate hatred. They're just excited about being good. They're tzaddik. The opposite is the Rasha, which is not really a bad person, but just somebody who's under control of the animal nature. They have not conquered their animal nature. They need to work harder to conquer the animal. And then there is the Benoni, the person whose character figures somewhere in between Tzaddik and Rasha. Benoni have not sinned behaviorally, but neither have they purged themselves from evil. And though the Benoni's evil inclinations may fade out during such ecstatic experiences as prayer and the celebration of sacred festivals, eventually the evil inclinations fade in again and become restored to their original strength. Not too many people are of the category of Benoni. Oh, that's interesting. I would think that most of us would be Benoni. But to remain a Benoni, a person has to be able to keep repeating the decision that entails the recognition of the ontological definition of sin as idolatry. They have to keep repeating the decision that entails the recognition of the ontological definition of sin as idolatry. A Benoni can therefore never act out in sin, for each sin would be akin to idolatry in that at the very moment the sin is committed, all of a person's energies draw from the evil energy system of Kalipa, the shell, rather than from the pure source of God. The Benoni, recognizing this, makes a conscious and deliberate decision never to draw life energies from any source other than God. I guess that then they're on the path to being tzaddik, a decision which must thereafter be constantly nurtured and reinforced. Oh, it's a lot of work, but I'm working on it, often at great emotional expense. Tell me about it. Once you recognize that you're a Benoni, you must make a conscious and deliberate decision never to draw life energies from any source other than Hashem. A decision which must therefore be constantly nurtured and reinforced every day on Clown House. Often at great emotional expense, because Ishmael the gorillas will yell at you. While it is difficult, seemingly impossible feat, it can be accomplished. Unless you spend time with Monica. Oh, I was about to refer to Monica, but the title has changed.
Monica's still a sapper.
I guess we lost Issa. That's kind of disappointing. But of course, Issa is a hoe.
Your stuff isn't for girls.
It's not for girls. It's true, though. It's true. It's funny, but I love. Yeah, it's true. I mean, there's something to that for sure. Why is that, Norm? I mean, there is truth there, right? Is it just they're just not interested? Or they have better things to do, like cooking and cleaning and raising children?
They have a different role.
They have a different role.
And I'm being ironic and silly, by the way. I'm not actually saying that. I'm teasing her. She also teases herself.
Well, but I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure.
There's a truthful aspect to it, but girls can study time.
Well, yeah, they can study, but look, even in 2024, even in the liberal lollipop land of Portland, Maine, at the Chabad house, they separate the men and women for prayer and ceremony, not for eating.
That's everywhere.
Yeah, Chabad, they're still separating, and so there might be something to that. I don't know.
That's because they're so wonderful and spiritual, and we don't want to be distracted when we're davening.
Because we're looking at their boobs.
Exactly.
So when I went, when I was in, I went on a birthright trip. I went to Jerusalem, and I'm sitting there. Everybody's davening, and the cantor is singing. And I look up into the rafters, and in these like wooden slots, I see eyeballs looking down at us, and it's all the women. I was like, "Whoa, this feels so ancient." And it was in Jerusalem. I was like, "This is incredible!" Like it was such a. It's like a photo in my mind, and it's like there's like a light. It's just so strange and beautiful and mystical.
They were checking out your trillion, weren't they?
Okay, so if nobody has ever read this book, it's called Tanya, the Masterpiece of Hasidic Wisdom. I really like it because the annotated explanations by Rabbi Zalman Schachter Shalomi is what really kind of pushes the literature into the mind, is the commentary. It's very unique because without the commentary, you can't really understand, fully and appreciate fully what you're reading. And in terms of CBD, comprehension, knowledge, understanding, these are all like Sephira in, the 10 Sephiroth. So, and it's just obvious: knowledge, understanding, comprehension. Everyone goes to school to essentially obtain that, to modify that, to make it as good as possible. So this book, there's a reason why Chabadniks have such a positive attitude. And I think it's because of this book. I had never heard of it. I don't even remember how I came across it, but the fact that his name is Alter, it's like, it means alternative.
Not alter, alta, like high.
Well, I mean, I'm just doing a pun on the name, Alter. He's like the alternative rabbi.
It's alter with an R at the end. Alter. Like elder.
Like alternative.
No, like it's Yiddish and it means old.
Okay.
I know, but look, word sound power is something that works in English. It's a Jamaican Rastafarian idea, and it's the idea that in the language there's hidden meaning. Like, the therapist is the rapist. Or civilized. To civilize means to see evil lies. Get it?
It's just not what the word means.
Most people think a great God is gonna come from the sky and take away everything and make everybody feel high. But if you know what your life is worth, you will seek it here on earth. And now you see the light of the Tanya, the masterpiece of Hasidic wisdom.
Is it Jamaican or Irish?
Basically, my Irish, Jamaican, it's all the same. Okay, so Ishmael, let's not waste any time for our beautiful audience because they have lives to live, and if we can fill them up with Torah, we are doing the work of Hashem. And if we can read Torah to Soren, oh my God, this is going to go straight to Hashem's ears. So Ishmael, go to chapter 1, the 5 kinds of humans, and then I'll pick it up in chapter 2.
There's a guy who reads this every day on Clubhouse.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't do it on Clown House anymore. He moved to YouTube exclusively. I do watch him on YouTube, the Tanya Rabbi. Yeah.
Well, I used to go to his class every day.
He's not doing it anymore. He's monetizing actually on YouTube, and he pushes everybody to YouTube because he's monetizing.
He's well known.
Yeah, doesn't he have the greatest disposition? Is he not just the nicest guy?
That's not uncharacteristic of Chabadniks, by the way.
Right, Rabbi Ronnie Fine, right?
Ronnie Fine, he's so fine.
He is. Okay, Ishmael, do you want to read chapter 1? This is a big opportunity.
I guess we could start at chapter 1. I wanted to read chapter 7.
Okay, go ahead. Go to chapter 7.
Well, chapter 7 is called Using the Body for Good. Physical desire is necessarily selfish, seeing the body as an end in itself, rather than a means of divine service. Yet, even physical desire contains a spark of holiness, and because this is so, physical desire, while rarely self-transcending, can sometimes be steeped in compassion and goodness. For example, eating a meal of fat beef and spiced wine is a neutral act, but if done to make your mind more receptive to the teachings of Torah, or to honor the Sabbath and festivals, your intention to serve God elevates the act and all involved in it in service to God. The same could be said of humor, like even a racist joke. If a joke is told to sharpen the mind and uplift the heart, it is in service to God. This is what is meant when we say an action is permitted. It is permitted because it releases the self from the bonds of selfishness. Anyway, you should use your body for good.
Well, what about the commentary? Oh, that's the whole thing?
Well, the commentary, it's like verse by verse. Like when he says, even physical desire contains a spark of loneliness, the commentary says, because, I guess I should have been reading it while I'm reading this. Because everything is part of God, everything can be used in the service of godliness. I could read another one incorporating the commentary.
Yeah, just leave out the reference to like which book in the Bible or whatever, but just read the meat and potatoes.
All right, this says using the body for evil. Just as there are permitted actions that free you from the self, so there are prohibited actions that keep you being chained to the self. The opposite of mutar is asur, prohibited, chained, a rabbinic category of forbidden actions. Suppose you are tired and eat to regain the strength to perform a spiritual deed, a sacred commandment, an act of godliness designed to awaken you to God. If the food you eat is permitted, the act of eating elevates the food by using its energy in godly service. But if you unwittingly eat a forbidden food, even the intention of serving God cannot elevate the food because the forbidden is held captive to the other side. There are some things so tightly chained to the Sitra Achra. Man, I wish I learned Hebrew as a kid. What a failing. The place of selfishness, so that they cannot be hallowed. What is true regarding what goes into your mouth is true regarding what comes out as well. If you engage in innocent chatter on Clown House, meaning no harm, but wasting precious breath on the inconsequential, you can be cleansed by using your words more wisely. But if your speech is deliberately wicked, if you engage in mockery or slander, such deeds drag you into hell. Wow. Gehinnom, or hell, is the world of needless pain and suffering you inhabit. Gehenna, thank you. Gehenna is the world of needless pain and suffering you inhabit when you deliberately set out to harm others. Then it says, in this and in the previous chapter, the Alter Rebbe sets forth 3 categories of behavior: permitted, forbidden, and neutral. He also introduces the idea of intent. What you do, when you do what is permitted or neutral with the intent of gratifying yourself, the deed never lifts you beyond the self. If, however, you act with the intent of doing something godly, something for the sake of others as well as yourself, then the act hollows the actor and all things involved in that act. Even if it's just eating beef and wine, that's interesting. Intent, however, cannot hallow that which is forbidden, like something forbidden, dirty thing. The forbidden is forbidden. Asur. Is that how you say that, Norm?
Yeah, that's Sweden.
The forbidden is asur because it chains you to self and selfishness, which are bad. Selfishness is bad, no matter what your intent. And being so chained is what it is to live in hell. Wow, that's interesting. So I'm basically living in hell right now. Makes so much sense.
Well, but you're doing an unselfish act right now.
Right now I'm doing something nice, but my life.
See, Ishmael, the whole point of this book is it's gonna rectify your mind, and you're always stuck in the now. So you don't need to think of the past. You don't need to worry about the future. This book, I'm telling you, the Alter Rebbe and this philosophy is not known to a lot of people, but it will give you what I would call universal consciousness, or at least happiness, meaning that it will, essentially make you smart. I mean, the philosophy in here is pretty complicated. It's very expansive. I'll read a chapter.
It's gonna end with me wearing a suit every day.
No, you're going to become trans and LGBTQ. Duh, and you're voting Kamala.
She's my black queen.
I guess you could be orthodox without being.
This is academic. I mean, it's very spiritual, but you got to remember that this is like, I think, pretty not neo-pagan, but it's Greek basically. This is Aristotelian, or this is Hermetic. Above is below, below is above. It's clearly, there's a lot of Hermeticism in this, and I'll read you another chapter. But talk amongst yourself for a few minutes before we move to the next chapter. Congratulations, everyone. You've made it to the most intelligent clubhouse room of the year. It's also Shabbos. We have the world-famous Rabbi Caleb, the world-famous El Normo. We even have Soren, the Haman, the antagonizer of the Jews. We have Rabbi Mordecai in the audience, a.k.a. Meyer, the diamond dealer in Brooklyn. Maybe not. Anyways. The point, Meyer's always walking through like metal doors on Clown House, like going from secure room to secure room. Like he must work in the diamond industry. Who knows? The point is, we are going to read to you today the Tanya by the Alter Rebbe. Ishmael and I have been coordinating this for you. We bought these books. I've bought many of these books and I've given them to many friends. But Ishmael took it upon himself to buy this book. I bought Ishmael the Gorilla book, and I was like, bro, we have to read philosophy. We can't read Ishmael the Gorilla on Clown House. So we're going to read to you today a couple chapters from Tanya, the masterpiece of Hasidic wisdom. This is Skylight Illumination, selected, annotated, and explained by Rabbi Zalman M. Schechter Shalomi. I am going to go pour myself an early glass of Shabbos Kiddush, and this is all for you. So please be respectful. If you say anything stupid, Soren, you'll be immediately kicked to the goo. Yes, we are communists, but we are not fascists at the moment. We will kick you to the goo. We won't kick you from the room because we want you here, the Torah of Hashem. Ribbonei Shalom.
Don't be anti-hermetic.
So this one is called God, Wisdom, and Your Essential Nature. The inclination towards selflessness is a part of God above. And it is written, and he blew into his nostrils the breath of life. Blowing comes from the innermost depths of your being. So your very life, your innermost essence, is the innermost essence of Hashem. The innermost essence manifests in you as divine wisdom. But the wisdom of God is not knowable the way other wisdom is knowable. For God is simultaneously knower, knowledge, and known. This is what you are told when you read, can you find God by searching? And what God reveals to you by saying, my thoughts are not your thoughts. Because God and wisdom are one. And God being unknowable makes wisdom unknowable as well. Exactly like the Tao Te Ching. Yet all beings have their essence and root in the divine wisdom, or Tao. As it is written, you have made them all with wisdom. Now what is your true nature, your Penimiyut? Each of the five intelligences answers from its own perspective. For Nefesh, it is matter. For Ruach, it is biological drives. For Neshama, it is will and power. For Chaya, it is love. And for Yechida, it is wisdom. So matter, biological drives, will and power, love and wisdom. That's interesting. While none are false, Yechida, the wisdom, is the most true, for non-duality perceived by Yechida sees all five of these as variations of God. Matter is God, biological drives is God, will and power, God, love is God, wisdom is also God. This is what real wisdom is, the realization that it is all God. This wisdom is already within you. Indeed, it is you, and you can do no more seek it out than you can bite your own teeth. What you need to do is cease to be distracted by the glittering shell of self and selfishness and see reality as it is, the infinite outpouring of the infinite God. As the Alter Rebbe will explain, you do this by placing yourself in situations of overwhelming love, awe, and humility. Love, awe, and humility. And in this way, awaken the facility of Chokmah, the the wisdom, which makes transparent the opposite. Excuse me. This is what you do. Place yourself in situations of overwhelming love, awe, and humility, and in this way awaken the wisdom which makes transparent the otherwise opaque shell of yourself, allowing neshama, the will and power, to be surrendered to chaya, which is just love. So your bullshit will to power, which is still God, is now going to be surrendered to chaya, which is love, which is nice, the way the light of a single burning candle is surrendered in the noonday sun. Interesting. Beautiful. Wow, amazing.
Ishmael, was that penultimate that you were trying to pronounce?
No. Penimiyut. It's a Hebrew word.
Penimiyut is
It means inner.
it means
It's not all inner. Inside.
yes, insights.
What is your true nature? Your penimiyut. Your inner. Your inside. What is your true inside? Okay, there you go. What is inside of you? He says matter, biological drives, will and power, love, and wisdom. None of them are bad. None of them are false. The wisdom is the most true. But the wisdom is already in you, so all you need to do is stop getting distracted by selfishness and see what reality is, which reality is just love and God and a peach wearing a thong. Then the way to do this is just constantly put yourself in situations of overwhelming love, which Soren does not know how to do. Then you awaken the wisdom, and the little will to power, which Soren has, his little penis is like a little single burning candle, is going to be surrendered in the noonday sun, just being blasted by love. So Soren has his little hateful candle, will to power, but we're just going to say, I love you.
Okay, Ishmael, what chapter did you just read?
I think I just read chapter 2.
Okay.
God, wisdom, and your essential nature.
Okay, I'm going to read you chapter 12, Bringing Light into the Darkness. I have a CD in my car. It's like called Kerkorian or something, hypnosis. It gives two examples. One, you do a reading in a very broken way, and it's really annoying to listen to. And then the second time you read it completely flawlessly and fluidly. And so if you want to do real powerful hypnosis, it's got to be very fluid. It cannot be choppy. And you're reading a little too choppy. So you need to try to think of yourself as a thespian, not a lesbian, in a Shakespearean theater, and you're trying to hypnotize an audience of people that paid very expensive ticket prices to see Jerry Seinfeld, okay? You got to let it flow. Okay, so listen, I'm going to try to flow it. This is called Bringing Light into Darkness. Also, everybody, I encourage you to take the deepest breath of the day right now through your nose. Hold it for 10 seconds. Let it go. This is bringing light into darkness. Even in the strongest in-betweener, evil is never totally vanquished. Yet there are times, especially during the Shema and the Amidah, when you are completely surrendered to God, your intellect awash in sublime ecstasy, and emptied in deep contemplation of the infinite spaciousness of the endless one. At such moments, evil is overcome and nullified. When the ecstasy passes, the selfish passions return, yet everyone is born with the capacity to turn these passions Godward, as it is written, Then I saw that wisdom surpasses folly, as light surpasses darkness. As light effortlessly defeats darkness, and yet cannot erase it, so the in-betweener defeats evil, yet negative thoughts continue to arise. Do not dwell upon such thoughts, but thrust them aside with both hands, countering the selfish with the selfless, refraining from anger, and offering kindness even to those who offend you. This is the commentary. An in-betweener is not sometimes good and sometimes evil, but rather forever engaged in bringing selfish passions under the influence of selfless service. While this sounds just like a life of inner struggle, the way itself is in fact effortless. Just as a burning candle doesn't struggle against the darkness, but effortlessly keeps it at bay, so you are not to fight your selfish nature, only to kindle the flame of kindness, refraining from anger and offering kindness to everyone on Clown House, and how you live the way of the in-betweener. So try to basically speed up your word per minute and talk like a thespian. Don't be afraid to modify your voice when reading this.
Read in a British accent.
Do it, I swear to God, but do it softly. Don't do it like in a Cockney, annoying way. And try to like visualize the king. You know, try to do your Rohan, you know, from Lord of the Rings. Really give me that Shakespearean King Lear or whatever. Just pick any chapter and go for it. I hope everybody's enjoying this. This is Tanya, the masterpiece of Hasidic wisdom. We have formed a minion, Reboino Shalolim, another Shabbos miracle.
Everyone can attain the level of in-betweener, and everyone should strive after it. You can achieve the level of in-betweener at any moment, for it does not require you to despise your passions, only to control your actions, to turn from evil and do good in your deeds, speech, and thought. Whenever a passion arises that draws you toward evil, say to yourself, "This is the way of the wicked that will separate me from God." Nothing is worth that separation, and my deepest wish is to unite body, heart, and mind with God by clothing them in thoughts, words, and deeds dedicated to God, God's will, and God's way. Sin arises from selfishness. Selfishness arises from a sense of fear and scarcity. Fear and scarcity arise from the egoic shell of self-isolation. And this egoic shell arises from Sitra Achra, the other side of God, the side that sees only the many and denies the one and the very possibility of unity. Because sin can be traced back to Sitra Achra, which is primarily a state of mind, your best defense against sin is the awakened intellect, intuitive wisdom, rational understanding, and integrative knowledge. One way to awaken the intellect is to remind yourself whenever selfish passions arise that they can only lead away from God, when in fact your deepest longing is for union with God. With this in mind, your thoughts will be directed toward God. Your words will be the words of Torah, and your deeds will be acts of godliness, on and off the Clown House. How was that?
That was good. So, how's everybody enjoying this? Joanna Meyer, welcome to the room. Let's just take a quick reading break. It's now 8:47 a.m. CST, Chicago, Illinois. It's November 1st, and it's Friday. God bless everyone. I hope you have a fabulous Shabbos, wonderful weekend. I will pick up the reading, and Ishmael and I will continue to read to you Torah for as long as I can get Ishmael to read the Tanya.
I have to go to the gym.
Well, we all got to go to the gym and vote Trump,
Daddies,
fatties.
vote Trump, go to the gym. But if you continue to read, I will continue to listen. You should read. I'll read more later, but I'm just going to go to the gym.
B to Kabbalah, please?
Say again, what?
Could you add a B to Kabbalah, please?
Yeah, sure. Sorry about that.
You know, maybe you should eliminate it altogether because Tanya is Tanya. It's not really Kabbalah.
Add a B to Kabbalah?
Why do you think that Tanya is not Kabbalah? I get the feeling that Tanya is definitely Kabbalah.
No, just Kabbalah with two B's.
In the title.
I feel so. You know, there is a huge emphasis on Tanya. On Torah, and you know, you will hear it in the Tanya and the importance of Torah, and really, in many ways, how Torah is God and God is Torah. So you can't underestimate or de-emphasize Torah or Tanya, in my opinion, or Kabbalah. or Shabbat. You know, these are all sacred words referring to God. Meyer, do you want to say anything? Joanna, any new speakers before Mixed? Welcome to the room. Anybody want to say anything before I continue reading? Tanya, the masterpiece of Hasidic wisdom.
I'm actually at a bookstore right now. Wonder Book. What's the name of the book? I might go and buy it.
It's in the title, Tanya. It's like a girl's name, Tanya.
Exactly as it's spelled at the top, Tanya. You can find it in the religion section or mysticism section, probably near Kabbalah stuff, if they have it at that library. Probably easier to find it at a Jewish bookstore than a standard bookstore.
Yeah, this bookstore, it's called Wonder Book. It's in the DMV area. It's really awesome.
I wrote it in the chat, Chris. There's several editions, but the one that John and I have is called Tanya, the masterpiece of Hasidic wisdom. And it's not written by Rami Shapiro, but I think that it's like compiled and edited, so it has Rami Shapiro on the cover. Even though Rami Shapiro is not the
translation for it.
Right, he did the translation.
Yeah.
Well, Zach, I would encourage Zach to read more than me because, you know, Zach is a younger man than me. I am semi-retired and, you know, an old crusty patrilineal, you know, fake Jew. And Ishmael is a real Jew with a real Jewish mother, unlike me. So he is technically, you know, and maybe in more need of Tanya. But we all need Tanya. We all need Tanyas in our life. We have to have love in our lives, ladies and gentlemen. No more of this Jewish derangement syndrome. Don't allow it. And, you know, essentially, I have realized that by going into these rooms and even trolling them and engaging them, I'm just adding fuel to their fire. And I want to renounce that type of activity. We have to study Torah. We have to study wisdom and make this app productive. Otherwise, it will destroy our own lives personally because the opportunity cost is too great. This is so rare. We cannot allow useless discourse on this app. We cannot participate in useless discourse. It's called irascibility, according to Maimonides. Ishmael and I read Maimonides a couple weeks ago. Useless discourse, immature conversations, no matter how old you may be, is an opportunity cost to study Torah. I am complete.
Wow, that's impressive. It's I think you're right. I think that'd be an amazing mark of repentance. Congratulations. I wish you the best.
Yes. Hello, everyone. Love has helped me, actually. He told me I need to pick up that Bible, and I've been studying that thing a little bit more. It's been helping me. But I do got to say, guys, I'm a little disturbed by this whole thing, man. You know, like, I didn't realize that the Jews, you know, didn't like Jesus. I know they killed him, but I also heard a really disturbing verse out of the Torah the other day that I'd rather not repeat, but if you guys don't mind mentioning or explaining that, what is with this whole underage kid thing with the Torah? Like, is that true, or is that bullshit?
Tell us where in the Torah.
Hold on a second. Mountain Lee, we are not fielding questions in this room. This is not a question and answer room. This is just a book reading room. If you want, we can open a room later today if you're free, but the point is we're not going to field questions. And this is, you know, a fascist stage. Ishmael and I and other mods will rule with the Iron Torah. So hold your questions.
Also, vote Trump and go to the gym. Fatty.
That's right.
I already
Have you ever actually thought of drafting and constructing the entirety of the Torah on a piece of iron, but you've suddenly made me crave an iron Torah?
Okay, so let's take a breathing break, and then I'll read the Tanya, or Ishmael will read the Tanya. I hope you guys enjoy this room, and I hope it's it's a good change for you personally, because I know a lot of you, I've been listening to you and recording you for way too long, and I know, you know, in hindsight, though it is funny, because you can go to loveartjoy.com to watch yourself on all my YouTube videos. That's right, you are a star, you've been published, but don't worry. No one watches it. No one cares. No one cares what anyone has said on this app. So the point is, go to loveourjoy.com and I will continue to read the Tanya to you, and Ishmael will hopefully as well. So I just encourage everybody to take the deepest breath of the day through their nose. Hold it for 10 seconds. 10, not 11, 10, not 9. Okay, let go of your breath. I'm going to read to you chapter 30. It's called Cultivating Humility. Moving through dullness of heart requires you to work with it rather than against it. Working with it, you must be humble before everyone. Being humble, you must not judge others until you stand in their place. There are those whose situation surrounds them with illicit delights and places them in constant temptation. And there are those in whom temptation burns like a flaming fire. You cannot know the fierceness of their struggle to resist temptation, for the inclination towards evil is unique to each of us. Therefore, weigh and examine your own place and measure your own capacity to pass this test. These are the commentary. Atzvut means depression. Kelipa noga, the spark of God, is always spoken of as feminine, as are the 5 levels of intelligence in the presence of God herself, the Shekhinah, or Shechina. This is to balance the masculine language of God and prevent any idolatrous limitations of God as being male or female. God's non-binary? Oh no, we're trans now! I just hypnotized everybody. You're all trans. I'm just kidding. Okay, this is chapter 31, Working with Sadness. Again, this is a meditation on Tanya. As you arouse your heart by facing your inclination toward evil, you may find yourself engulfed in a deep and troubling sadness. If so, do not be alarmed. Such sadness arises from and operates within the shell of self, yet it draws energy from your innate yet hidden desire for God and godliness, and thus kindles your passion for self-transformation. To work with sadness, say to yourself, I feel utterly removed from God, yet within me is the light of God, desiring only to return to God. Let me return this spark to her Father's house, where she is united with God as God. Therefore I will cry out to you, God, and God will end this captivity and reunite her with himself. This is the practice known as returning through kindness. It should occupy you all your life. This is the commentary. When you admit you are alienated from God, you are also admitting that you know you are alienated from God, and this knowing can only come from a place that is not alienated. Hence, the feeling of alienation stems from a source of integration. Shift your attention to that source, and in time the sadness will be transformed. Tshuva, or teshuvah, through masim tovim, literally returning through good deeds. Tshuva, teshuva. I'm saying it both ways. I'm pretty sure it's pronounced tshuva as opposed to teshuva. Okay, teshuva is often translated as repentance, but its literal meaning, turning or returning, is far more revealing. Repent means to feel remorse, but tshuva means to use that feeling of remorse to return to God in godliness. The way of returning to God is through acts of godliness. Masim tovim, especially acts of selfless kindness. Selfless kindness. Rabbi Shneur Zalman knows the seductive power of sadness to excuse an action and spiritual sloth. He also knows that to decry sadness or to insist that you overcome it is simply to strengthen your sense of powerlessness. If you could stop being sad or broken-hearted, you would, but you can't. Insisting that you should is simply silly. The Alter Rebbe is far too wise to allow sadness to keep you from spiritual maturation. Rather than claim sadness as a block that must be removed, he sees it as yet another tool to be used. You're sad and despairing of your ability to overcome selfishness and realize your true nature as a part of God? Good! That very despair can be a doorway to Teshuvah. Return, working with depression. Atzvut begins with the imagination. Imagine the light of God trapped within the shell of ego. She longs to return home to her source, but your obsession with self prevents this. Feel her pain, her suffering, her longing. This is the deeper Atzvut, the deeper heartbreak that would arouse you to be her liberator. How? Through Masim Tovim, selfless acts of kindness toward others. Okay, this is the additional commentary. Masim Tovim, Talmud Shabbat 31a. According to the Talmud, a Gentile once approached Rabbi Hillel, demanding that he teach him the entire Torah while standing on one foot. Hillel met the man's challenge, saying, "What is hateful to you, do not do to another." This is the entire Torah. All the rest is commentary. Now go and study it. Performing selfless acts of kindness, Masim Tovim, is a direct path to God realization, for it reveals the unity of self and other in, with, and as God. This is the meaning hidden in the command to love your neighbor as yourself. Torah doesn't say, love your neighbor as you love yourself, for this puts the focus on love. You may or may not love yourself, and even if you do, the self you love is most likely the egoic self of neshama, consciousness, that sees itself forever separate from your neighbor. Neshama cannot love anything as part of itself, since the entire purpose of neshama is to maintain the illusion of a separate self. Loving another as yourself moves you beyond self to soul, beyond the isolated ego, neshama, that sees self and other as apart from God, to the integrated soul, chaya, that sees self and other as a part of God. This is why our sages say that turning from self to soul cannot happen in an imperfect place. Zohar chapter 1 verse 22:16b. That is a place of fragmentation. Turning happens when the fragmented self meets the integrated soul, while it is the fragmented self that is turned toward wholeness. The turning itself happens in the soul. Okay, this is chapter 32, Love Your Neighbor. To practice acts of kindness as to love your neighbor as yourself. Loving your neighbor as yourself reveals the unity of neighbor and self. For no one is separate from another, and all beings are equal, having a single source in the one who is all. This explains Hillel's teaching. This is the entire Torah. The rest is commentary. Torah's sole purpose is to remove the veils of diversity, to reveal the divine unity, that you might then love the one by loving the many. This is the commentary. The realization of God in, with, and as all things manifests as indescribable joy. Joy is not the same as happiness, and it is important that you do not mistake the two. Happiness comes and goes, dependent upon the circumstances of the moment, but joy is a deeper sense of the sublime that is sustained regardless of circumstance. God is infinite, unbounded. To say that one thing is God while another is not is to place a limit on God that reduces God to God with a little g. We are in the habit of saying God is in heaven or God is in me, but the greater truth is that heaven and earth, you and all creation, are in God and of God, the same way a wave is in the ocean of the ocean. This is a fierce faith, a faith that has nothing to do with belief. Ideas or ideology, this is a faith that leaves you with nothing to cling to and nowhere to hide. This faith strips you naked and leaves you exposed to the truth. Alles ist Gott. All is God. Mixed could probably help me with that. Or is that Yiddish? Alles ist Gott, or is that German?
Yeah, that is Yiddish. Alles is God. Everything is God.
All is God.
Quoting, but that's a Yiddish statement.
So that's why I say there's a 3-letter conspiracy theory. All, ALL, is technically God. It's the same thing. Or you could even say I, EYE, or YOU, or dog. Okay, this is chapter 33, Attaining True Joy. Hope you guys are... Not goat. Well, that's a 4-letter word, right? GOAT, yeah. Okay, so this is chapter 33, Attaining True Joy. This will be the last reading I do, then I'm going to take a break. To attain true joy, contemplate God permeating all things. Realize that this world is nothing but divine glory, and that all things are empty when seen from the perspective of God. God is the sole reality, and wherever you look, it is God and God alone. Just as distinct rays of sunlight are nothing but the sun, so creation is nothing but God, and emptied of all self. When you contemplate non-duality deeply and at length, you are filled with uncontainable joy and a faith so tremendous as to realize your own oneness with God. This realization is the sole purpose of your existence and the purpose of all creation, that one should dwell as the many. This is the living faith, as our sages taught. The righteous will live by faith. This is the commentary. The goal of the in-betweener is to realize the true nature of reality as the outpouring of divine creativity. Tanya offers many paths to this realization, hoping in this way to help people find a path that works for them. The path of the intellect is the path of contemplation. Remember that the intellect, Seichel, has 3 faculties: intuitive wisdom, Chokmah, rational understanding, Binah, and integrative knowledge, Da'at. Let each of these faculties begin to see all things as God. Intuitively, you know that nothing can survive in isolation, that all things are part of the singular system of life that is God. Engage this insight rationally. Look as hard as you wish to find something that is separate from its environment, other than the environment. The harder you look, the more you are convinced that your intuition is true. There is nothing but the one thing. As intuition and reason align, your knowing is transformed. You are no longer a subject, looking at the world as an object. You are the world looking at itself. This realization realizes a deep and transformative sense of wonder, which in turn releases an overwhelming joy. This joy permeates the body, heart, mind, and soul, momentarily emptying all sense of self into the infinite oneness of pure spirit. When the self returns, and it always returns, for the goal is not to empty the self, but to help the self realize it is empty, a deep and abiding faith arises. It is a contentless faith without creed, a faith that allows you to live with humility and grace, knowing that all is God. Okay, this is the additional commentary. This is the last page. Yeah, good Shabbos. This is the last commentary. Talmud Shabbat 88b. The rabbis taught that the intensity of God's revelation was so great as to erase the sense of separate selfhood in all those present. They would die with each word and then return in the moment between words. In 586 BCE and again in 70 CE. Halacha, often rendered as law, or halacha, often rendered as law, comes from the Hebrew halach, or halak, to walk. and refers to the way Jews live by observing the 613 mitzvot, spiritual practices of Judaism. Doing mitzvot is the way Jews walk in the world. Tikkune Zohar, Zedaka, Talmud, Bava Batra, Kehot edition. Halacha, the body of spiritual practices, mitzvot, that compose Jewish spiritual practice, is designed to awaken the self to its interdependence with all other selves without necessitating the emptying of self altogether. No mitzvah does this more powerfully than tzedakah, generosity toward the poor. Tzedakah, or tzedakah, is not the same as charity. Charity from tzedakah. Charity from the Latin caritas, heart. Charity from the Latin caritas, heart, links the act of giving to an a priori sense of caring. Links the act of giving to an a priori sense of caring. Tzedakah, from the Hebrew zedek, or zadik, justice, tzedek, requires only a sense of obligation to the welfare of others. The key is not to feel first and then act accordingly, but to act first and then see what feelings arise, because tzedakah is the right arm of God. The person who gives tzedakah becomes the right arm of God. The giving of tzedakah is not egoic. God is giving. You are merely the means. Knowing this awakens you to the realization that everything is the body of God. And this is why tzedakah is equal to all other mitzvot, because it awakens you to the unity toward which all mitzvot point. Okay. That was chapter 33. This is Tanya, the masterpiece of Hasidic wisdom, selected, annotated, and explained, one of the most powerful and potentially transformative books of Jewish wisdom, with facing page commentary that brings the text to life for you. Translation and annotation by Rabbi Rami Shapiro, author of Hasidic Tales, annotated and explained. Forward by Rabbi Zalman M. Schechter. Shalomi! Good Shabbos!
I love that Thorin gets to listen to this. Like, he doesn't know, should he stay, should he go? What am I listening to? It's worth it just to see him here. Can you imagine?
Why does he think you're gonna be cremated?
He goes into these weird fantasies.
Wait, why do you think that Thorin thinks?
Yeah, I know. It's like he mouths these weird robotic Jew-hating tropes. He goes from one to another.
Khaled, have you ever heard the Yiddish expression, Trachnish euch the Pferd, or the Pferd Trachnish?
Say it again.
Trachnish euch the Pferd, or the Pferd Trachnish.
No. I don't know that
Don't
much
contemplate, okay, don't contemplate on the acting of the horse, because the horse didn't think about it at all.
Uh-huh. That's good.
Trachnish euch the Pferd, or the Pferd.
That's okay. Got it. Nice.
That's good. That's good, Mayor.
Norm, have you watched Curb? All the episodes?
Sure. I live it.
You live it, so do I.
So I think I read this book like a year ago. I picked it up and for 3 days straight I couldn't put it down. So I turned the whole thing into an audio book and I recorded myself reading the whole book. And then I would listen to it over and over again. So to me, I like the expression from a book that I bought from the 1980s. It's about neurolinguistic programming. It says that all communication is hypnosis. So the point is, all books are hypnosis books. It's technically programming and it's an external hard drive. It's divine. I mean, I could never create this stuff. So guess what? We read books to upload information into our brains to hopefully incorporate into our decision-making process and our behavior. It's called therapy. Therapy. The rapey, right? Therapist, the rapist, it's a joke. Okay, so hope you guys have enjoyed this reading. It's been a pleasure knowing all of you on this app. I've really enjoyed McZed's information. Meyer, you guys, Normo and Caleb and even Joanna. Many of you don't know this, but Joanna is a beautiful woman who used to work at Studio 54, and she is a divine goddess. She is our Shekhinah here right now, transmitting this information to Hashem. Or Hashem is transmitting this information to us, probably. So, Joanna.
We have to thank Soren, because without evil, how can there be good? We have to thank him for taking on the role of evil and for carrying all the sins like a scapegoat. The sins of the jihadist, Islamist, murderous, thieving Nazi regime.
Well, isn't he Haman and aren't you Mordecai? I mean, is this play not playing out again?
Of course. Well said. Well said.
Normal, my biggest retard. What's up, my brother?
What's that?
Just a schmuck. Just a schmuck. Okay, so I'll read to you a couple more chapters from Tanya, the Masterpiece of Hasidic Wisdom, if you want to hear it, or if you guys want to talk. I mean, it's, up to you guys. Billy, I don't know if you want to come up and say anything. That's the dude. That's the Big Lebowski right there. Billy Sunshine. Billy once, by memory, read that famous poem, from pole to pole, pit to pit. It's the Invictus poem. Have you ever heard the Invictus poem? I'll read it to you. It's incredible. I don't know if you want to come up and say anything, Billy. Or if you want to read it to us, Billy, maybe you could read it to us, but I'll read it to you quickly. This is Invictus by William Ernest Henley, 1849 to 1903. Out of the night that covers me, black is the pit from pole to pole. I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried aloud. Under the bludgeonings of chance, my head is bloody but unbowed. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but the horror of the shade, and yet the menace of the years finds and shall find me unafraid. It matters not how strait the gate, how charged with punishments the scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. Billy read that from memory one time. I was like, wow.
You mean recited?
Yeah, recited. Okay, well, I'll read one more chapter from Tanya. I hope you're enjoying this morning meditation in the CBD Hasidic Wisdom Tanya Kabbalah Shabbat Room. Ribono Shel Olam, another Shabbos miracle.
What CBD?
Chabad. Chokhmah. What is M is the.
Be not that.
Yeah. Okay. This is chapter 53. The One is Within You. So again, this is a meditation hypnosis. This was like my first successful minyan I've ever organized, but it's really because of Ishmael. Okay, this is chapter 53. The One is Within You. God dwelt among us in the 10 Commandments. As it is written, the writing is the writing of God. When the tablets were lost, the Shekhinah wandered, and in time came to dwell in the way of practice. This is why when you study Torah, the Shekhinah is with you. But this is truly only if study leads to action, for even the brightest flame requires oil. The flame of God is fed by the oil of love and kindness. Shekhinah is the flame, your body the wick, your deeds the oil. Just as the flame consumes the wick, so Shekhinah consumes the illusion of otherness. This is what is meant by the verse.
Sorry, what chapter are you reading?
This is from a book. It's a specific book.
No, I know, but it's paraphrasing chapters. What chapter is it?
It says chapter 53, the One is Within You.
Well, that's the last chapter. Okay. Are you still reading Tanya?
Yeah.
It's a paraphrase. It's rewritten. It's not translation.
Right.
Mayor, have you read Tanya? No, I'm following along. But it's a rewriting. What he's reading is a condensed, rewritten in like proper English paragraphs.
Right.
A poor translation trying to like mush together to it. You online, Mayor?
Do you want me to put it? Do you want the name of the book? I'll put it in the chat for you if you want.
How did you get a copy? Is it just available on the?
Yeah, it's a mass produced book. You can go on eBay, Amazon, buy it. It's only $6, $10.
Yeah, but how did you get your copy made?
No, I'm reading the original on Safari, the original Tanya by the Alter Rebbe. I can read a few, but it's not going to read it cleanly. It's a translate. We would have to translate it. There's a translation here, but I don't know how well it's translated. I can read one paragraph if you want to.
Yeah, go ahead. You can read. Go ahead.
I mean, I'm reading off a phone, so I have to go slow. At the time of the first temple stood, in which the Ark and the tablets were housed, and the Holy of Holiness, the Shekhinah, italics I can't read, that is in the aspect of the open quotes revealed, close quotes, light of the Ein Sof, which is like no end. Blessed is he, dwelled there, and was clothed in the 10 Commandments for higher and stronger, and with a greater and mightier revelation than its revelation to the shrines of the Holy of Holies above it. The upper worlds for the 10 Commandments are the all-embracing principles of the whole Torah, which come from the Chachma. I'm sorry, the transliterated into English, I struggle. The Chachma Eloi, higher wisdom. That is far higher than the world of manifestation. I can keep going. You understand now what John's reading. It's the same thing. It's just like rewritten in a cleaner way for English speakers.
Well, to me, the whole thing is this book allows me to actually understand to understand this in English without, being able to translate or even read Hebrew. So I'm just saying that there is like a psychotherapeutic usefulness to the Tanya, and I think that's why his name is Alter Rebbe. Like it's not. It's cute. Yeah, it's my pun.
Alter means old. He was the first one of the dynasty, so he's like the oldest, the first like Alter Rebbe.
Well,
that's where the term comes from.
Well, then it's the source. It's a source of wisdom and tremendous wisdom at that. I mean, I read this book and I'm like, I was like mind blown. I was like, I cannot believe this is what Chabadniks are reading. Because I've been to Chabad many times and I've never ever seen this book. They've never mentioned it. I mean, why would they? It's just another book. They never told me. They never. I never heard him talk about it. But the point is, I found it online.
Never had a conversation with Chabad where they don't mention Tanya.
I mean, that's the point. Is I probably haven't spent enough time with Chabad, but the point is, it's such a lovely book, and to use this book as a tool for oneself and for others is of great blessing and joy. And I'm just so happy that I found it. And I love this book. I've read it a couple times, but to me, it's just the commentary really explains it. And you could question commentary or whatever, but it doesn't matter. That's Green Eggs and Ham. Like, have you read Green Eggs and Ham? In the end, he just says, after he tried Green Eggs and Ham, he's like, I do like Green Eggs and Ham. I will eat ham here. Meaning that our opinions about whatever we're doing is a problem. It's a block. You don't need to have so many thoughts. You don't need to say so many words. The blessed state is really action. It's not. It is the state of selflessness. It is tzedakah in a way. Because when you make tzedakah, I've made tzedakah to a Chabad rabbi once. I was like, I was reading, I was studying, and I was like, okay, I'm just going to I'm going to give him $100 and see what happens as like an experiment. And good things happened. And after I made the tzedakah, you know what he told me? He said, be productive. Be productive. You're not being productive, John. I was like, that's some pretty good basic advice. Be productive. But studying is productivity. Many people don't see that. Because when you study, it impacts your actions, because you know that a lot of the stupid shit you're doing is a waste of time. Like this app, for example, and engaging people like Soren. It's like Soren is technically, it's very good that he's here actually, because he's a perfect example of somebody who doesn't understand opportunity cost. And you can tell because he has written an entire essay in the chat. And that's a huge waste of one's mental capacity, one's actions, one's movement. Would you guys not agree? We can bring him up here and we can see what he has to say if he can defend himself, but I don't think he could actually defend himself.
What's the point in that? You might as well continue reading.
I'll do another reading, but it would also be interesting to hear. You're right. He would just go off on a tangent. He's that screwed up, unfortunately, and he's laughing too because he knows it. He's unrepentant and he doesn't care.
But I have to say, I noticed the change in his behavior after Israel bombed Iran. He was just out of his mind. Even in the Iranian rooms, he was ranting like an uncontrolled lunatic. It was weirdly entertaining, but also tragic. That weird tragic thing, like a bad clown in the circus. It was at the end of the road. He couldn't keep it together. That was last week. I don't think he's really been the same since. Can you imagine what happens next for Iran? I don't mean to change this, but maybe we can relate the fate of Israel's enemies to the Tanya that we're reading. Anyone? Is it possible to go further in the good than Soren is?
This is going to get interesting. His name is Soren too, which is...
In the Gulag. Yeah.
Soren is that character from Lord of the Rings, Sauron. So, so whoever Soren is, I mean... That's Farsi for, I've missed you, my beloved. Meaning, Soren, whatever you're doing in life, you don't have to be the same person you were 10 minutes ago or 10 seconds ago. You can live a new life. You don't have to be an IRGC propagandist. I assure you that if your regime falls, they're not going to take you to Argentina and like set you up in some house or something because you're doing something great on some social audio chit chat app, you schmuck. Just go get a job, earn your fucking living, get yourself a wife, and live a happy life. You can walk away from whatever stupidity you may think you're involved in, but you're not involved in anything intelligent. I assure you of that. So you're doomed to failure no matter what. If the fact that you're here is like the first step in you probably living a new life, because the Alter Rebbe, though you may not consider yourself Jewish, I just programmed your ass on a lot of Jewish wisdom, and it's going to impact your attitude, your behavior, and I hope it's beneficial for you.
Did you see him in the yarmulke?
Could you imagine him, being happy? I love asking girls very, difficult questions like, are you happy? Because if you're happy and you know it, you really kind of know it. But if you're, if you're trying to be happy, you're not always happy. And the Tanya can give you, and it can give you basically happiness. That's my opinion. I mean, so I'll read you another chapter. Joanna, do you want to say anything? How are you doing, darling? My Studio 54 queen.
Hey, I'm happy to be here. It's very refreshing instead of arguing and listening to a lot of anger in other rooms. So this is very joyous.
Yes, we're filled with love.
I may not have always brought love to the platform, but I am making penitence.
The Tanya is filled with love.
So before I do the next reading, I like to pair intention with meditation, and I feel like that's a good way to propel action, because I've got a lot of things to do in my life, as do you. And so, I have to go outside of my house to another house that I own and go paint the thing, because the tenant in there, sprayed the walls with whatever. I don't know. So I got a lot of work I got to do. And I hate painting. It's a lot of work. But I'm going to use this Tanya power. You like painting rooms? Ugh, I hate painting rooms.
Paint. You're going to roll it, right?
Yeah, I got rollers.
You can get it done like in a day. It's as you know, as they always say, it's the setup and the cleanup that's the meticulous part.
Yeah.
The painting is fun.
I know it's fun. I know the electricity is turned off, so I have to get it done during the day. And I end up sitting on Clown House all day yelling at Diego and all these other idiots and just calling them stupid all day long. And I'm like, I'm the stupid person. So yesterday, and I've heard you, El Normo, and I realized one day when I was observing you that the only way this simulation can function is if you add fuel to the fire. And so by being the opposite, or the Haman to the Mordecai, it's like creating it's an opportunity cost. It's a distraction for the things I have to do to preserve my future, and to make my future better. So, my attempt.
What did you observe watching me?
That without you, they would have no activity. You are, it's 1 and 1 equals 2. You are one of the ones. So they need you to get to the 2. You see what I'm saying? It's like without
their inspiration.
You are their inspiration. Without you, there's no flamethrower. You are the requirement to their hate. Like, they need you, and without you, they have nothing. They have no actual conflict. There's no interesting hypothesis or what's it called when you write an essay?
Premise.
No. There's no controversial statement. Like, when my education, this one professor taught me, when you write an essay, you have to make it implicit. The purpose of this essay is to persuade you or inform you about, X, Y, and Z. So what I'm trying to say is that you are needed in these rooms. I mean, but it's to your detriment as well. You see what I'm saying? Where it's like they're taking from you, and without you, they can't even have a room. They need you for the content. And,
I agree.
Yeah.
Yes.
See, I feel that they clarify my thought and they energize me. I get energized by them.
They bounce everything off of you. Without you, you can't play paddleball, racquetball, or anything. You're like, yeah. They all seem to flock to you.
Oh, yes.
See, but the problem is that that's your opportunity cost. You become a punching bag, and you have these invisible bruises because you're absorbing their negative neurolinguistic programming continuously. And but the thing is, I know you inverse it, meaning you give them the truth of the situation. However, you still bear unseen marks from their words. It's after a while it wears on you. Maybe, maybe I'm wrong, maybe everything is great, but I'm just saying there are times where it's like it's just it can drive you crazy because it's like so many people taking shots, and it's just like after a while it's like, well, why am I doing this to myself?
Well, I have a high tolerance for adversity and chaos. I'm sort of used to it, so when it gets to be too much, then I stop, But I have a high appetite for it. It doesn't really bother me. I kind of enjoy seeing I like beating them. I do get energy from winning.
I think it's in our nature to debate and cause a little fluffle.
Yeah, but Norm, if you win the rat race, you're still a rat.
Oh boy.
Well,
the silly comments, silly.
Well, look at, the thing about the rat is in Hindu mythology, it's the rat and the elephant, Dumbo. And essentially the elephant is the macrocosm and the microcosm is the rat. And, God is the macro and man is the micro. So it's a fusion of the two. I know why El Normal likes the game. Like,
hey, according to Tanya, like that, you are a piece of that.
right. Well, the whole thing to me is a meditational hypnosis tool to essentially bring peace. And I could read you a lot of books, but you may not want to hear them. But because I chose Tanya, you want to listen to it. But a lot of other books are saying the same thing as Tanya. That's my opinion. Because you could study Christian, you could study Chinese, you could study Indian Hindu, and it's all. A lot of those books are saying the same exact thing as Tanya. Because though Tanya is super unique and special, it's not. It's not unique in the sense that it's universal. It's obviously universal. Like, look at your PTR, Meyer. I mean, when you zoom out on the Milky Way and you see how huge the Milky Way is and you see our tiny little dot and you're like, well, what else is there in the Milky Way? Look how vast it is. It's incredibly huge. That's the macro. And the micro is us, and the earth, Tanya is amazing because it's very like new agey and spiritual in terms of earth consciousness and what you might call climate change, which I think is just code word for Democrat control. But nonetheless, we all want a clean earth. We don't want to pollute this thing and just create massive garbage trash everywhere and poison everything. So, I mean, do you think the earth is alive? Because I do, in a way. And the word earth is ear, EAR. It's the first three letters. It's another 3-letter conspiracy theory that I keep coming up with. I mean, I don't, I'm no linguistic genius, but like earth and hearth, the TH, I don't know what the TH means, but the ear, what ear means. And we all know that we should spend more time listening than we spend time talking. People criticize Trump. They're like, oh, he doesn't listen. Michael, what up?
Yo, what stock should I buy today?
YHVH.
YHVH.
It's the greatest ticker symbol ever created.
If I were to buy, maybe I should buy the Israeli stock market.
Have you look at this, okay? Wait, hold on. Look at ICL. Have you ever looked at Israeli Chemicals Limited? No. It's got a really nice dividend yield. Last time I looked, but
oh shit, that's interesting.
I used to own that stock, and I only bought it because it's an Israeli company. But it turned out it has a really nice dividend yield. I haven't looked at it in like a year. Let me see what it's at. They do nitrate farming, and I'm like, man, they must see it's at $4. That fucker, that could be like a 300% stock.
What if I buy the TA-35, which is the largest 35 Tel Aviv companies or Israeli companies?
So look at this ICL Group. It's trading at 4. It's down 7% the past 6 months. It used to trade as high as 13. It's at 4. Oh my God, they don't even have a dividend yield anymore. They don't even pay a dividend.
Oh, well, that's why their stock went down.
Yeah. Revenue is 1.75 billion, net income of 115 million. So they're making 300 million a year, 9 cents per share. They beat earnings.
I'll buy one Israeli stock for the. So listen to this. I'm sinking all my money right now in the stock market because the way valuation works is it's based on future earnings, and you discount it by uncertainty. Let's think about one uncertainty that will be completely eliminated in a week. We'll know exactly who's president. So the way I see it is, no matter what, the stocks will likely go up. Whoever becomes president, I imagine it'll go up more if Trump becomes president, but that's beside the point. So I'm still putting my money in the stocks right now.
I'm reading.
Discounted by uncertainty. Discounted by risk, which is not the same thing.
Yeah, risk and uncertainty. Yes, you're right. It is risk, volatility, whatever it would be, but uncertainty is definitely an element of risk.
I'm reading what Soren has been writing in the chat, and it's like insane. It's like really crazy. I mean, the fact that like it's actually coherent, like trolling, and it's actually, I mean, I'm kind of laughing at some of this shit because it's like so, like, meaning that Soren is so invested. It's in attacking El Normo and like maybe being kind of accurate with some of his like,
Dude, El Normo's like a pussy. He always gets pissed at me when I say my shit. He's like, all Arabs love the Jews deep down. You know what I mean?
Well, a lot of Jews, everybody likes everybody. I don't know. I've been to Middle East a bunch of times, and I've met a lot of great Arabs. I know a lot of great Arabs, and I got to say, I know a lot of great Jews, and I know a lot of great Jews. I mean, everybody's great. All this racial identity politics is crazy, but when you violate the law and you murder people, I mean, there are major repercussions for that, and you cannot escape justice. That's exactly the events of October 7th. I mean, unfortunately, Gaza Strip is the victim of justice. I don't care if you call it genocide or not.
I have something important to ask. What's the name of a foreign stock that gets listed? Oh, ADR. It's an ADR.
Yeah. Ugh, I hate trading those because they charge you a ton in your brokerage account.
Oh, they do? Fuck. Maybe I don't buy the Tel Aviv index then. It's probably not worth buying an ADR then, is it?
Yeah, we'll find out what the transaction fees are. I used to buy Toyota, and I'm like, fuck, I'm paying a fortune for these transaction fees. I'll tell you, the one stock you should own is Samsung. That company is just fucking huge. I don't even know what the market cap of Samsung is now. It's probably in the trillions. Let me see.
Okay, let me ask ChatGPT. What is the...
Is this, oh my God. So, dude, Samsung has a 386. It's got to be 3.86 trillion. I think that's the market cap of Samsung. I'm not sure. But Apple, I believe, is a $3 trillion company now. I'm almost sure of that one. Apple and Microsoft are the biggest, but Samsung has to be up there too. So Apple market cap is now 3.4 trillion. 3.4 trillion. Biggest company ever.
3.4. What? Remember when companies were just breaching 1 trillion and everybody was like, "Oh my gosh!"
Right?
3 trillion.
Yeah. How does it? That's what I'm saying. Is like, did the value of the company really go up that much, or is it just like there's so much capital in the system, the pensions and.
Wait. I'm gonna buy the EIS. That's the name of it. That's the ADR that won't fuck me. Thank you, ChatGPT.
So Microsoft is 3 trillion, Apple is 3 trillion, Amazon is 2 trillion. Google is it 2 trillion? It's got to be 2 trillion by now. Google just keeps firing people like nonstop. Google's at 2.2 trillion.
They firing people because their stock is down?
No, there's just so much redundancy, and like AI is replacing all account managers, account executives. It's like their employees are just, if you can cut somebody who is going to be, a $10 million employee over the next few years, it's like, bye, we don't need you anymore.
How much do I put in Israel? Should I put in a normal amount or a little more?
Just put an extra 10% in.
Okay, I normally buy 2K when I buy something, so I'll do 2,200 this time.
Yeah. Not 9. 10's the secret number.
Order executed. Oh, I still have so much cash. I gotta buy something else. Fuck, dude. It's been such a hard day. I have to figure out what to put all my money in.
So they fired the head of the Chicago Board of Education or the Chicago public school system because the mayor chose this anti-Semite and he had all this like Jew hate shit and conspiracy theory stuff on his Facebook. So Pritzker, the governor, called the mayor, was like, you gotta get rid of this guy. He's a fucking Nazi. So he resigned, and now the mayor's on TV saying that he is not an anti-Semite, and he's just denouncing anti-Semitism. I'm like, this motherfucker is an anti-Semite. He chose this guy. He chose like this radical Muslim cleric from like Nation of Islam. There's so many Nation of Islam psychopaths in Chicago because I think Louis Farrakhan's office or whatever, it's like in Stony Brook, Illinois or something like that. So there's a lot of black Hebrew Israelites in Chicago, and it's not a new thing. It's been like this for 50 years because I was on Google Maps one time and I typed in like Hebrew Israelite or whatever, and you can see there's all these like BHI churches all over the place. Anyways, people want God, and so people open up churches, but the point is fucking like there's a lot of angry black men out there. And they're low IQ, stupid people. But they're really, I guess they're not dangerous because they're actually just criminals. Like, they're just financial criminals, they are dangerous because they don't provide security to the citizens, but that's because they're too busy scamming and ripping everything else off. Chris, welcome back to CBD. I'll read one more chapter of Tanya.
So, John, I wasn't able to find Tanya at this bookstore. There was a Jewish section, like Judaism, but there wasn't any of that book specifically.
Yeah, you got to go on eBay or Amazon to find this book specifically. I really like this version because I have actually gone on eBay and bought a bunch of different Tanya books, and this book to me is just like it's the Cliff Notes. it's absolutely the Cliff Notes. So having this Cliff Note version is very easy because many of these other books. It's just a lot more information. This is very simple.
I did buy the Republic by Plato. I bought the Tao Te Ching.
Oh, wow.
I also got China in 10 Words. I also bought I Ching and then the Hemingway Reader. So, some really good books.
Nice. Those are all great books. Yeah, the Tao Te Ching, Myra, I don't know if you've ever read Tao Te Ching, but you should really read that by Lao Tzu because it's like reading Tanya. It's the Chinese Tanya, basically. Okay, well, I'm going to go take a bathroom break. We will come back in just a moment. Take this time to do some deep breathing exercises. Stand up and stretch. Raise your hands up into the sky. Bend down, touch your toes, and vote Trump fatties. I'll be right back.
Hello. Let's see who's here. Coach, nice to see you. Let's see, Coach, you're in the land of where it all began, where Abraham lived with Sarah. Oh, thank you. A star, I shall add you. Thank you. It's nice to have friends, and I'm going to change my picture here for the return of Tanya. I will change my picture to one of God's creations. It's some sort of pumpkin, but it's green. There. Mir is here. Mir. Walk on water. And Mir says, I had a conversation with people that I disagree with. We both survived. Isn't that... Can I, did you coin that? Can I steal that? I love it. You disagreed and you survived. Well, I feel so special here. I'm a mod now, and we are reading a CBD, Hasidic Wisdom, Tanya, Kabbalah, Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom, brother.
Yeah, Shabbat Shalom.
Good Shabbos, everyone.
You know what's kind of crazy? I'm a Seventh-day Adventist, so I'm sort of like a Christian, but I keep the Shabbat. So from Friday until Saturday evening. So that's what the Bible says,
Yeah.
And the Catholics they changed the time of when we should rest.
Do you know they changed it to Sunday because they're sun worshippers?
Right.
You know about that?
Yeah.
So there was sun worshippers. Do you know the name of the sun god? Ra.
Mm-hmm.
Ra is Ra-El. It's a whole thing. I spent 32 years as one of Jehovah's Witnesses. I'd love to talk to you one day about the similarities between yours and ours. I will say, though, that Latter-day Saints, is that what you are? Or Seventh-day Adventists. So I thought Jesus abolished the Sabbath. Well, this is not the room for that.
Yeah, I used to go to a Seventh-day Adventist church when I was in the Army, and I couldn't find anything that I could disagree with.
Yeah, so did Jesus abolish the law or not? And in one sentence he says, I know a verse that he says, not one iota or tittle or yud should be taken away. But yes, how did they take away the most important thing, the Shabbat? Christianity, Christendom, the Vatican, they did away with Shabbos.
Yeah, there's this really good book from sort of like our prophet in our church. Her name's Ellen G. White, and she talks about like the power of speech, and it's really fantastic. I recommend anyone to read it. So it's a really, really good book, The Power of Words.
I would love to talk about that. Words are spells. That's why we use the word spelling.
Yeah.
When you spell, and words are everything. That's how the Nazis became able to kill children from being just 18-year-old boys because of the words that they heard. The indoctrination. Everything in words. Words are everything. If someone says, oh, that's stupid, I wouldn't do that. Those words can crush your soul. Whereas someone else can say, oh, that is beautiful. I love what you did. Will uplift the soul. Words are everything, and words are hypnosis.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me read you some really good hypnosis from the prophet. It's really, really good. A supreme blessing for good. The power of speech is a talent that should be diligently cultivated. Of all the gifts we have received from God, none is capable of being a greater blessing than this. With the voice, we convince and persuade. With it, we offer prayer and praise to God. And with it, we tell others of the Redeemer's love. How important, then, that it be so trained as to be most effective for good. The voice and tongue are gifts from God, and if rightly used, they are a power for God. Words mean very much. They may express love, devotion, praise, melody to God, or hatred and revenge. Words reveal the sentiments of the heart. They may be a savior of life unto life, or of death unto death. The tongue is a world of blessing, or a world of iniquity.
Thank you. What does iniquity mean?
Evil, basically. Or inequality.
Two-edged sword. I never really met a Seventh-day Adventist. We do have a church here that I pass. It's too busy being a Jehovah. 7 days have Halloween. I don't know.
Here's another.
Yeah.
Look, yeah, if you guys want, like this book is just incredibly powerful.
Like a reader. I'm like a writer, but I can't read. Like I don't have the patience to read, so read it to me.
Yeah, of course. A power in the communication of knowledge. We may have knowledge, but unless we know how to use the voice correctly, our work will be a failure. Unless we can clothe our ideas in appropriate language, of what avail is our own education? Knowledge will be of little advantage to us unless we cultivate the talent of speech. But it is a wonderful power when combined with the ability to speak wise, helpful words and to speak them in a way that will command attention. However great a man's knowledge, it is of no avail unless he is able to communicate it to others. Let the pathos of your voice, its deep feeling, make an impression on hearts. The gift of speech is a valuable talent. Never despise or demean this gift. Thank God for trusting with you. It is a precious gift to be sanctified, elevated, and known. It's a sacred trust. The voice should be used to honor God. It should never utter harsh, impure words or words of fault finding. With the talent of speech, we are to communicate the truth as we have opportunity. So yeah, I recommend it. It's a really good book. It talks about speech, how one should talk. It's very much like Maimonides. It's a really great book.
So do you keep Shabbos the way regular, like Hasidic Jews keep it? Observant Jews?
Not like the Orthodox Jews. Not to that extreme where we can't like turn on lights, but more along the lines of like, get your work done before Sabbath. And
what do you do during
Sabbath? We cook before.
Okay, so you can't heat anything up?
Well, we use a microwave. Like, I know with the Jewish Orthodox they have specific light switches that aren't ever turned off. So it's not to that sort of extreme, but it's more about like the day of rest, like preparation, reflection. That's the best way of describing it.
Well, but I think doesn't matter. Have you ever spoken to any of Jehovah's Witnesses?
They're, not really, but I've heard them very
I'm interested in what people think about their doctrine. I don't like the word cherry pick, so the 7 days they focus, let's say, on the Sabbath. And then the Jehovah's focus on the kingdom. And you could say the Catholics focus a lot on the Virgin Mary or saints. So they do that. They all pick and choose what's more relevant. kind of even across the board. Do you like Halloween and Christmas, birthdays?
It's sort of like, if you want to celebrate it, go ahead, but it's not sort of something that is like forced upon people. And also, there's different really depends on the sort of church that
I wonder if you know scripture. Can I say as well as I do? Like, is script?
No, I don't.
Seeing if you're pre-approved
That's not
will never hurt your credit score.
As a Jehovah,
With Capital One
we
pre-approval,
had to pretty
you can
much memorize the Bible, and we went through schooling 3 times a week. And so a lot more than 3 times a week, we just went to the Kingdom Hall. Yeah, so that's not, we didn't have to memorize verses, so in Jehovah they'd say, okay, Matthew 14, and you don't have a Bible in front of you, you would have to verbatim say what that scripture was. I don't know why you guys don't have to know the scriptures. Well, we're very well versed.
Okay, I'm gonna do another powerful hypnosis for you.
Yeah, my hamster is knocked out. She's just, she has her topless on, her gown, the whole thing, her pants. She's waiting. Our little hamster. I had a trick-or-treater. She was a little Wiccan. No, not Wiccan. Wicked, the play. She was at Esmeralda, and she was so cute, this kid.
Yeah, your hamster's really cute. I used to have hamsters. They are so cute. I gave them away. They bred, and I had all these babies, and I was like, oh my God, I gotta find somebody to take care of all these things.
And I can't put another hamster in with Dorothy because she attacks them viciously. But it's sort of fun to watch. So sometimes I do put my other hamster in there. Right, Dorothy? And she attacks him. And he goes on his back. He closes his eyes. And Dorothy gets right. She's an on-top girl.
Yeah, it's amazing watching animals, and you see how like emotional they are, and just there is something so similar about all life with regards to like emotional response. Feelings of sadness, feelings of fear and terror, or feelings of joy or contentment or peace or relaxation. I mean, I've seen a bunny in my garden flop on its back and just like literally go to sleep on its back, and just go into dreamland sitting in the sun. I'm like, this fucking rabbit is so funny, It's just like he's like stretching, and it's just amazing observing nature, really, because you're reminded of,
I would love to tell you that we never had a dog growing up, so I never observed an animal. But you're right, and if there's a loud noise, if I'm holding Dorothy, she'll jump. So there's a lot more to these little things than I ever knew. Well, we had a cat. My kids had, a cat growing up, but Panther didn't give a crap. She didn't care about anything. She was out philandering around town. She'd come back at night, go to sleep and eat.
Okay, I'm gonna read to you now from the Book of the Law. This is page 32. This is an Aleister Crowley book reading. We have transformed my Scorpio into a phoenix, and now we are reading the law. Okay, this is a book reading. Here we go. Take the deepest breath of the day through your nose. Hold it for 10 seconds. Behold, these be grave mysteries, for there are also of my friends who be hermits. A thing not to find them in the forest or on the mountain, but in beds of purple, caressed by magnificent beasts of women with large limbs, fire and light in their eyes, and masses of flaming hair about them. There shall ye find them. Ye shall see them all. Ye shall see them at rule, at victorious armies, at all the joy, and there shall be in them a joy 1,000,000 times greater than this. Beware lest any force, another king against a king, love one another with burning hearts. On the low men trample in the fierce lust of your pride, in the day of your wrath. Ye are against ye are against the people, O my chosen. I am the secret serpent coiled about to spring. In my coiling there is joy. If I lift up my head, I and my Nuit are one. If I drop down mine head and shoot forth venom, then is rapture of the earth, and I and the earth are one. There is great danger in me, for who doth not understand these runes shall make a great miss. He shall fall down into the pit called Because, and there he shall perish with the dogs of reason. Now a curse upon Because and his kin. May Because be cursed forever. If Will stops and cries why, invoking Because, then Will stops and does not. If power asks why, then is power weakness. Also reason is a lie, for there is a factor infinite and unknown, and all the words are skew-wise. Enough of Because, but be he damned for a dog. But ye, O my people, rise up and awake, that the rituals be rightly performed with joy and beauty. There are rituals of the elements, and feasts of the times. A feast for the first night of the prophet and his bride. A feast for the 3 days of the writing of the book of the law. A feast for Tahuti and the child of the prophet's secret, O prophet. A feast for the supreme ritual, and a feast for the equinox of the gods. A feast for fire, and a feast for water. A feast for life, and a greater feast for death. A feast every day in your hearts, in the joy of my rapture. I feast every night unto Nu, in the pleasure of uttermost delight. I feast, rejoice. There is no dread hereafter. There is no dissolution, and eternal ecstasy in the kisses of Nu. There is death for the dogs. Dost thou fail? Art thou sorry? Is fear in thine heart? Where I am, these are not. Pity not the fallen. I never knew them. I am not for them. I console not. I hate the consoled and the consoler. I am unique and conqueror. I am not of the slaves that perish. Be they damned and dead. Amen. This is of the 4. There is a 5th who is invisible, and therein am I as a babe in an egg. Blue am I, and gold in the light of my bride, but the red gleam is in my eyes, and my spangles are purple and green. Purple beyond purple, it is the light higher than eyesight. There is a veil. That veil is black. It is the veil of the modest woman. It is the veil of sorrow. The pall of death. This is none of me. Tear down that lying spectre of the centuries. Veil not your vices in virtuous words. These vices are my service. Ye do well, and I will reward you here and hereafter. Fear not, O prophet, when these words are said. Thou shalt not be sorry. Thou art emphatically my chosen, and blessed are the eyes that thou shalt look upon with gladness. But I will hide thee in a mask of sorrow. They that see thee shall fear thou art fallen, but I lift thee up. Nor shall they who cry aloud their folly, that thou meanest not avail, thou shalt reveal it, thou availest. They are the slaves of because, they are not of me. The stops as thou wilt, the letters, change them not in style or value. Thou shalt obtain the order and value of the English alphabet. Thou shalt find new symbols to attribute them unto. Begone, ye mockers. Even though ye laugh in my honour, ye shall laugh not long. Then when ye are sad, know that I have forsaken you. He that is righteous shall be righteous still. He that is filthy shall be filthy still. Yea, deem not of change. Ye shall be as ye are, and not other. Therefore the kings of the earth shall be kings forever. The slaves shall serve. There is none that shall be cast down or lifted up. All is ever as it was. Yet there are masked ones, my servants. It may be that yonder beggar is a king. A king maybe choose his garment as he will. There is no certain test, but a beggar cannot hide his poverty. Beware, therefore. Love all, lest perchance is a king concealed. Say you so? Fool! If he be a king, thou canst not hurt him. Therefore strike hard and low, and to hell with them, master! There is a light before thine eyes, O prophet, a light undesired, most desirable. I am uplifted in thine heart. The kisses of the stars rain hard upon thy body. Thou art exhausted in the voluptuous fullness of the inspiration. The expiration is sweeter than death, more rapid and laughterful than a caress of hell's own warm. Oh, thou art overcome. We are upon thee. Our delight is all over thee. Hail, hail, prophet of Nu, prophet of Had, prophet of Ra-Ho-Ku. Now rejoice. Now come in our splendor and rapture. Come in our passionate peace, and write sweet words for the kings. I am the master. Thou art the holy chosen one. Write and find ecstasy in writing. Work, be our bed in working. Thrill with the joy of life and death. Ah, thy death shall be lovely. Whoso seeth it shall be glad. Thy death shall be the seal of the promise of our age-long love. Come, lift up thine heart and rejoice. We are one, we are none. Hold, hold, bear up in thy rapture. Fall not in swoon of the excellent kisses. Harder, hold up thyself. Lift thine head, breathe. Not so deep, die. Ah! Ah! What do I feel? Is the word exhausted? There is help and hope in other spells. Wisdom says, be strong. Then canst thou bear more joy. Be not animal. Refine thy rapture. If thou drink, drink by the 890 rules of art. If thou love, exceed by delicacy. And if thou do aught joyous, let there be subtlety therein, but exceed, exceed. Strive ever to more, and if thou art truly mine, and doubt it not, and if thou art ever joyous, death is the crown of all. Ah, ah, death, death. Thou shalt long for death. Death is forbidden, O man, unto thee. The length of thy longing shall be the strength of its glory. He that lives long and desires death, much as ever the king among the kings. Aye, Listen to the numbers and the words. 463A BK24 ALGMOR3YX2489 RPSTOVAL. What meaneth this, O prophet? Thou knowest not, nor shalt thou know ever. There cometh one to follow thee, he shall expound it. But remember, O chosen one, to be me, to follow the love of Nu in the starlit heaven, to look forth upon men, to tell them this glad word. O be thou proud and mighty among men, lift up thyself, for there is none like unto thee among men or among gods. Lift up thyself, O my prophet, thy stature shall surpass the stars. They shall worship thy name, foursquare, mystic, wonderful, the number of the man, in the name of thy house 418, the end of the hiding of had it, and the blessing and worship to the prophet of the lovely star. Abrahadabra, the reward of Ra, Hor, Kut. There is division hither homeward. There is a word not known. Spelling is defunct. All is not aught. Beware, hold, raise the spell of Ra, Hor, Kuit. Now let it be first understood that I am a god of war and of vengeance. I shall deal hardly with them. Choose ye an island, fortify it, dung it about with enginery of war. I will give you a war engine. With it ye shall smite the peoples, and none shall stand before you. Lurk, withdraw upon them. This is the law of the battle of conquest. Thus shall my worship be about my secret house. Get the stele of revealing itself. Set it in thy secret temple, and that temple is already aright disposed, and it shall be your Qibla forever. It shall not fade, but miraculous color shall come back to it day after day. Close it in locked glass for a proof to the world. This shall be your only proof. I forbid argument. Conquer. That is enough. I will make it easy to you. Okay, I'll take a reading break. What was that?
Why does it resonate so with me? It just feels. I feel a tingling, honestly, like maybe, I don't know, whatever it's meant to do, it's doing.
Right. It is like a Kundalini vibration.
Oh yeah, because I feel like I'm happy, like a weirdness, like I'm usually miserable. I'm
usually miserable.
Calls me, they just complain about, oh, did you see what this one did yesterday? This one. And then this is so different. It's just a nice feeling. No one's complaining or bad mouthing. You know how New York Yankees talk? This is a refreshing break from all that nonsense in Michigan.
I agree. We have to be the masters of our own fate. We have to, use this app productively.
I don't have this in my real life, but I have it here, and thanks for letting me just hang out here, be here.
Yeah, you are, we really have to be kind to everyone, because the moment we're unkind to someone else, we are unkind to ourselves. And with that type of understanding, you'll be in a lot more peace, Joanna, because, part of, being happy is essentially being nice to people all the time. The moment you get into a bad attitude or a bad mood, it's to your detriment. So if you're chronically kind, you will be chronically kind to yourself, and kindness, breeds health and happiness.
No, I'm a chronic complainer. But I could see the difference between the feeling I'm getting here. And I had someone in the room with me before listening, and they were like, "Who is that? That person should be famous." And
Well,
they can't be famous. Like,
listen, if there's any kind of education I can give you or any kind of philosophy I can share with you, I'm just going to read to you Green Eggs and Ham, and then we're going to talk about your opinions. Because, Joanna, your problem is you have opinions. That's the problem. Your mind is automated. You have to let it go. Stop with the formulas or the opinions. I'll read to you Green Eggs and Ham by Dr. Seuss, because this deals with a creature that did not like green eggs and ham. And then in the end, that creature loves green eggs and ham. And we are the creature. You know, we have to essentially stop with the "I don't like this" or the complaint line. Like, Clubhouse is not a complaint telephone, a 1-800 telephone number. Okay, I'm going to read to you Green Eggs and Ham. Here we go. Again, this is another meditation to relax you and to activate your Kundalini, but also to help inform you of the fact that you are your own worst enemy. You're making yourself angry. It's you that's doing it. It's not other people. It's always been you, and it's you right now. So here we go. I am Sam. Sam I am. That Sam I am. That Sam I am. I do not like that Sam I am. Do you like green eggs and ham? I do not like them, Sam I am. I do not like green eggs and ham. Would you like them here or there? I would not like them here or there. I would not like them anywhere. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam I am. Would you like them in a house? Would you like them with a mouse? I do not like them in a house. I do not like them with a mouse. I do not like them here or there. I do not like them anywhere. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam I am. Would you eat them in a box? Would you eat them with a fox? Not in a box, not with a fox, not in a house, not with a mouse. I would not eat them here or there. I would not eat them anywhere. I would not eat green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam I am. Would you, could you, in a car, eat them, eat? Here they are. I could not in a car. I would not, could not in a car. You may like them, you will see. You may like them in a tree. I would not, could not in a tree, not in a car. You let me be. I do not like them in a box. I do not like them with a fox. I do not like them in a house. I do not like them with a mouse. I do not like them here or there. I do not like them anywhere. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam I am. A train, a train, a train, a train. Could you, would you on a train? Not on a train, not in a tree, not in a car. Sam, let me be. I would not, could not in a box. I could not, would not with a fox. I would not eat them with a mouse. I will not eat them in a house. I will not eat them here or there. I will not eat them anywhere. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam I am. Say, in the dark, here in the dark. Would you, could you in the dark? I would not, could not in the dark. Would you, could you in the rain? I would not, could not in the rain, not in the dark, not on a train, not in a car, not in a tree. I do not like them, Sam, you see it. Not in a house, not in a box, not with a mouse, not with a fox. I will not eat them here or there. I do not like them anywhere. You do not like green eggs and ham? I do not like them, Sam, I am. Could you, would you with a goat? I would not, could not with a goat. Would you, could you on a boat? I would not, I could not, would not on a boat. I will not with a goat. I will not eat them in the rain. I will not eat them on a train, not in the dark, not in a tree, not in a car. You let me be. I do not like them in a box. I do not like them with a fox. I will not eat them in a house. I do not like them with a mouse. I do not like them here or there. I do not like them anywhere. I'm Clubhouse. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam I am. You do not like them, so you say. Try them, and you may. Try them, and you may, I say. Sam, if you will let me be, I will try them. You will see. Say, I like green eggs and ham. I do. I like them. Sam I am. And I would eat them in a boat, and I would eat them with a goat, and I will eat them in the rain and in the dark and on a train and in a car and in a tree. They are so good, so good, you see. So I will eat them in a box, and I will eat them with a fox, and I will eat them in a house, and I will eat them with a mouse, and I will eat them here and there. Say, I will eat them anywhere. I do like green eggs and ham. Thank you. Thank you, Sam I am.
Well, why did he change his mind?
Because he tried it.
Oh.
Experimented.
He experimented. I love that Dr. Seuss. He's a mean one. Mr. Grinch. He's naughty and fond.
My sister's name is Sam, so I'm gonna send her some pictures with us.
Just the two of you, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, green eggs and ham. You must try them. Yes. You must. And don't put on a fuss or a puss. Boy, you had a lot of heavy hitters in here today. Ooh, Rabbi Caleb, McZed, and El Normo. And they shall again. They cannot resist. They themselves were wondering why they traveled on in and could not leave quietly. No, they could not. Oh. El Normo is a big producer here in New York City, very well known. He is. He made a few films.
Well, he's no Martin Scorsese.
No, but he might have blown him one time.
Oh!
You never know. You never know with these Hollywood bigwigs, and they want to climb up the ladder of success. They'll stoop to just almost anything. Good Shabbos, everyone. It is delightful to be here. Love this stuff. The Tanya. By the way, somebody mentioned the other world. Let's see who's in the chat. Norm Green, Grenne. No surprise there. You can look him up. He did a film here, or TV series called Born Country. There's no secret there. I'm not giving away any doxing. But if you ever want to know a Hebrew word, let me know. Yes. Norm Green, he did Born Country.
So we just read Sam I Am, aka Green Eggs and Ham.
Oh, thank you.
That was so much fun. I just sent my sister a bunch of pictures from that book because her name is Samantha and we call her Sam.
Oh,
So
you're so nice to keep in touch. My brother and I keep in touch. And we have long, lengthy conversations. But his dream is to have a ranch, so he bought property in Colorado where the altitude is quite high. He's going to grow pumpkins and have all the people from town come and pick their pumpkins, and then he's going to have a carving station where they can all carve, and he's doing all this stuff. That's all doxing, good info to share. Thank you. Yes, you could always come to me for info. Pretty informative stuff.
El Normo. The normal.
Yeah.
He's funny. I wish I had a second account so I could live stream other rooms into this room. That's one of my favorite things to do.
Donald C. He runs the Convince Me room. Oh, yes, I think you have met him.
Poor Donnie.
Yeah, I adore him, and I have his phone number.
Oh, call him up.
Can I? Let me call him up. Let's see if I can call him through my laptop on FaceTime. FaceTime. Okay, here we go. And I can add a phone number. Let's see. I'm going to sync. Oh, I just want to add. Let me look at his number. Six. Two, three. Oh. Okay, now how do I call it? Let's enter a number on audio. Let's see. Can you help me out, anybody?
Just hit the call button, pull his number up, and hit the phone.
I want to add his number to my laptop phone list.
Oh, you're gonna call him through the laptop?
Name, email, or number. Okay, let me enter it again. Okay, and then how do I call it? It's not giving me an option to call it.
Oh,
Give me a second here. Okay, let's press add contact. FaceTime, how do you add a contact? I might have to sync my phone. Let me get this little gadget.
What up, Michael?
Yeah, I sunk my money in stocks, mostly national security stocks.
Did you buy Palantir?
No, I bought Palantir, and I've already made like 100% of what I put in like a couple months ago. So I'm like, I don't know if I should put more in.
No.
Because I already put a ton in. I'm so happy about Palantir, but I put my money in Lockheed Martin because they make F-15s. I put my money in Raytheon because they make drones. Then I put my money in Boeing because I think that they'll start doing better probably.
God damn, Palantir's at $100 billion market cap. I can't believe
I know,
it.
right? I bought them when they were at 40 billion market cap.
Jesus Christ.
And I put 5K in, so you can figure out. That's my best investment in my life. Oh my gosh. And it was because he spoke about Israel. He was just like defending Israel.
Wow.
I was like, fuck, I'm gonna put like $4K in this. And I did. He's the man.
I was walking around a federal facility with the head of one of the largest national agencies in the U.S. government back when the stock was trading at $10 a share. And he was pitching it to lawyers at the agency saying, have you heard of Palantir? I was like, fuck, maybe I should buy Palantir.
Dude, you would be so rich if you bought even $1. It would have been $1,000.
Well, I would have made 4 times my money. That's not like a fucking,
4 times. Okay, yeah, it's fair. Well, I mean, I've already made double, but it was just because I got lucky with where I bought, because it dipped heavily for some reason. In the middle of the war, I was like, dude, why is this dipping right now? So I even bought it. If it dips again, I'm going to put more money in it. I don't know, that's how I see it. I don't really want to buy Amazon stock. I just think that they're so big. I guess I technically own some Amazon stock through like owning SPY and stuff, But.
Okay, it's now 10:35 a.m. CST, Chicago, Illinois. We're broadcasting live out of the bunker in my garden.
Dude, I'm hyped. I put my money in stocks. I feel good now.
Walmart
It
Plus.
has to
It's
go
Walmart
up
Plus
after.
Burger King.
I hope Trump
You
wins.
get 25.
But I think it'll go up regardless.
It's an
If
offer
Trump
order
wins,
every
it's gonna
day.
go up a
Which
shit
means
ton. And I'm
you
gonna
can
be
have it
like
your way.
fucking
His
buying
way,
bitches at
not
the strip
recommended.
club. You know what I mean?
Walmart Plus. It's Walmart Plus.
Stupid bingo! Don't you idiots know there's a murderer loose on this train?
Dude, what is this?
Bingo bastards!
My mother's is a little over-medicated.
Murderer!
It just sounds bad.
The murderer on the train! Wake up, you nuthead! Murderer!
Excuse me.
Wake up, and the murderer on the
Oh my gosh, dude.
What's this left?
Fine, I'll take my AirPods out.
Be careful! Get away from me, you murderer!
Are you happy now?
Let me down! You murderer! Hurry, you killer! Save me! I'm trying to kill, I'm trying to save you! Save me! What are you doing to my mom? I'm making a wish. What the hell do you think I'm doing, Owen? Oh, you saved me, my Owen.
Mrs. Lift, are you okay?
Beat it, chap. Larry! Bye, Larry!
Oh, that is a funny Billy Crystal movie. Oh my gosh. Okay, Joanna, I'm going to sign out of Clown House. It's been so much fun chatting with you. What are you doing the rest of the day?
Oh, well, I look good. I'm going to the gym. I have my gym outfit on. I feel very productive. It's been a great morning, and I appreciate you.
I appreciate
I'm gonna
you.
make most of the day. Yeah, Shabbat Shalom.
Good Shabbos. Hope you have a great day. Thanks. Takes two to tango, so I appreciate you being here and have a great day. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
was a small piece of like this epic, the Godfather, and like they focused on the beginning part because they didn't know if they could get anything else made, and it's just like one kid, like the kid that was groomed to leave to become political, which was the aspiration of a lot of the families.